Holy shit, the Jets are one game away from the Super Bowl.
My Jets are going.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Jimmy said it from the start, I remember.
Jets, Jets.
Yep.
When the Cowboys got their ass kicked, I tweeted that I was really happy, and then everyone's like, oh, little Jimmy's not going to be happy with you. He's not going to be happy with you.
The line didn't do a good job, but as far as I'm concerned, Romo will never be a big game quarterback. I've been saying that for years.
Hell no.
He can never get it done when they need him to, and he never will.
Well, at least they had a playoff game for the first time in, 15 years?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. But again, I'm happy for the Jets. I'm not a Jets fan, obviously, but I would like to see them win.
Dude, they're one game away from the Super Bowl. They kind of needed a miracle just to get into the playoffs.
That's a big game they're away, though.
It's okay.
They're one game away, and it's a big game.
There's only 4 teams left, and the Jets are one of them.
I know.
Who saw this coming?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that fat fuck Rex Ryan did. He's got it penciled in when the Super Bowl parade is and everything.
Well,
this guy believes.
That's a little rambunctious. But,
I don't know. The Jets are peaking at the right time. They really are. And they got a hell of a defense. And you know what, Sanchez? Did you see the game?
I saw the second half.
Sanchez is starting to look like an NFL quarterback. He's not looking as much like a rookie. He looked all right Sunday. Just all right. You know, they're still running the ball a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
but the fucking Jets one game away. That's crazy.
The Charger turnovers didn't help them either. So,
no.
Yeah,
we'll take whatever to get the...
However it works.
We'll take whatever to get the victory done. And people are like, oh, Opie, you're a fair weather fan. Where were you all year? I'm like, do you listen to our radio show? I've been pushing and bitching and yelling and screaming about the Jets all year.
They would call Fireman Ed a fair weather fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where were you in the stands for every game? It's just, you'll always get that
really,
from
where
people.
have I been? I was in the stands trying to get the crowd together when we were 2-14. That's where I've been. This is my time, too.
Here it is. The Jets didn't win. The Chargers choked again. Well,
whatever.
They stunk, the Chargers. Dropping passes, like, really terrible.
Maybe because they go with that whole lightning bolt thing. They have, like,
old school.
They have fans that are called bolts or something.
Oh, stop.
Yuck.
There's another one. Hey, Opie, don't forget, Colts won't be taking Manning out in the third quarter this time.
You know what? I also tweeted that I wanted the Jets to play the Colts so they get a real game in with the Colts. Why not? You know, if you're going to the Super Bowl, you might as well beat the best on your way.
If they could beat the best, then the Super Bowl is a given, right?
You know what? Colts eat balls.
Oh, wow. Is that
Colts eat
slogan?
Balls. Colts eat balls. That's my slogan. Let's make that a trending topic.
Is our own Travis a Colts fan?
No.
Absolutely not. No.
Why would he be a Colts fan?
I don't know.
The Colts moved from Baltimore.
He likes stupid, weird teams. Don't you like one, two? Who do you like? What like baseball team do you like?
The Orioles.
All right.
All Baltimore across the board.
Oh, so you hate the Colts for...
Absolutely.
Okay, I got
that's what. Now I understand why. Okay.
Yeah, when my Islanders move to Kansas City, I'll have to hate them.
Yeah, you'll hate them.
So I completely understand where Travis is at.
I forgot.
But man... Travis. Hey, what were my predictions before we left? Because I think I did pretty damn well because everyone was laughing at me. I took a bunch of...
For the predictions?
Well, I went right down the list. Who was... What?
That was just a little gag.
Oh.
Everyone was laughing at you.
They're always laughing at me. No, I want to know who I picked. No one paid attention to me, but I did say the Cowboys were going to lose. I said the Jets were going to win.
Yeah. You meant it?
Hell fucking yeah.
All right.
Why not?
I don't know. I thought maybe you might have been going, and the Jets are going to win.
No. No, I felt good about the Jets going into that.
Yeah.
And these dopes that think I still have a sports curse, shut the fuck up. That's over. That's yesterday's news.
He's not going to pick 100%, but he
that really
has picked winners.
That was really yesterday's news. I had a really bad run there. Now, you know, it's sure the Jets are the underdogs and stuff. So what? If the Jets lose to the Colts, it's my sports curse again?
Yeah, get out.
Brooklyn Ace, what's up?
No, it does not mean your curse is back. It means the Jets' curse is back. I'm not blaming you, Opie. Don't take it the wrong way, okay? Your sports curse has been gone for over a year and a half, okay?
How could the Jets have a sports curse if they haven't even been in the playoffs in years?
Your point, that's my point exactly, Anthony. Don't name it sold to the devil to win Super Bowl III. I'd like to see the Jets back there before I die. Okay? 41 years is a long
So what you're
time.
saying is you want Joe Willie Namath back at the helm?
Well,
No, I really like to see him get
Drunk,
it.
picking up broads with his 2 broken knees?
No, I think what Brooklyn Ace is saying is we got to sacrifice Joe Namath to the gods.
Oh.
Because he made that pact with the devil.
Blood on the field.
Joe
like
Namath and Haiti, man, they're the same fucking. They're in
Yeah.
the same boat with this devil
sold their
worshiping
souls
thing.
to the devil.
Right.
They got the French out.
Imagine it's determined that is true, and we have to sacrifice Joe Namath.
Only the blood of Joe Namath spilled on the field of the new stadium will allow the Jets to win.
Wait, I want to hear Brooklyn Ace though. How did Joe Namath sell his soul to the devil?
Well, I hadn't gotten to the part about giving his blood to sacrificing his blood, but I actually like that idea.
He likes the idea of just slitting his throat and pouring his blood on the soil.
We want him to just bleed out.
Or throw him off the top stands right onto the field like the Aztecs down a pyramid.
Right on.
All of us Jet fans, he cut that throat in a heartbeat. But no, that's the only explanation that can come up for why the Jets won Super Bowl III. Joe Willie sold to the devil, and that's why he makes an ass of himself on TV. Now he's getting drunk and telling people he wants kisses.
All right. Thank you, sir. I got to deal with some Colts fans here.
Oh.
Jeremy in Indianapolis. Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir.
How you boys doing this morning?
Pretty good. How was that undefeated
Candy.
season for the Colts? That was good, right? That was a great
on
year
now,
for the Colts.
How you going down on my boys when they're going to sit their starters just to whoop the Jets' ass this weekend? Come on now.
Come on now. You guys fucked with the football gods, not the Jets. I told you a few weeks ago, you guys do not win the Super Bowl because you fucked with the football gods.
So, now, look at the records in the past, though. I mean, what is the Jets' record coming into the playoffs?
Record schmeckard. It's a new year.
Exactly. And,
New season, new Super Bowl.
God forbid if the Jets... Oh, this guy.
Turn that fucking radio down.
You're done, brother. You got to turn down the radio if you call into the
What's
show.
wrong with you people?
I don't even want to say this,
Uh-oh.
but let's just say if the Jets season ends this Sunday, right? It's an amazing season for the Jets. No one could argue that.
No.
They backed themselves right into the playoffs, and there's 4 teams left for the Super Bowl. That's it.
They just showed that play where it looked like the ball was fumbled and hit the ground.
All right.
But it didn't.
No.
They going to write a book about that play?
Probably called the situation. The other, I don't know. The other amazing catch. Mike in Ronkonkoma.
Good morning, boys.
Hey, Homa Bird's place.
That's true.
It's
been a while.
Nice tit bar.
No longer there, Anthony. Anyway, wasn't Rex Ryan crying on the news a few weeks ago, basically saying that they were done, they were out of it, then he had to come back and apologize?
Waddle-doodle.
Yeah, it's been a weird year for the Jets. No one will argue that. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. I was sitting there going, all right, well, I was thinking, okay, pretty good year for Rex Ryan and a rookie quarterback. All right, I could accept this. And then the Colts, laid down on them, and the Bengals kind of laid down on them. Then they're in the playoffs, and now look where we're at.
Right
All right,
there.
well, I'll punch it out. Have a good day.
At the door of the Super Bowl.
And you know what, Ant? We've talked about this many times over the years. The dummies that schedule a christening on a Sunday when football is happening.
Are you kidding me?
In your fucking city.
Are you kidding?
I am going to kill my brother.
Are you kidding
I got a
me?
christening on Sunday. What time is this game at? I don't even know. Is it at night? Are we talking 8 o'clock at night, please? I don't even know.
I don't think so. It's an East Coast game, right?
My brother scheduled
boy.
a christening for his
Is it?
for his third child.
Where are they playing?
A lovely little son named Ryan, matter of
Are you
fact.
involved in the christening?
3 o'clock.
I'm involved because I'm blood. Yeah, I'm involved.
Why would you go? Are you nuts? Like, if you're the Godfather
Are
or
you
something,
kidding me?
no, absolutely not.
Are you kidding me? You can't blow off your brother's christening ever.
Of course you can.
Nah, you can't.
3 o'clock game.
No.
Yeah.
There's never a 3 o'clock game. You're fucking
Jets are
with
at
me.
3 and Saints are at 6:40.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock
game.
could be the worst time.
The worst time. You are going to be in the middle of...
What time's the christening?
Oh, watching little friggin' kids get their
Well, I would
head
imagine
wet.
a christening would be, what? I don't know, noon, 1, right?
Those things go forever. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I wouldn't go.
And we're all big Jets fans, too.
Can't they put the
whole
christening
family.
off?
Well, no, I don't think they
Can't they have just Jesus holding a TV on the crucifix? So that way you can all
I love
just
how
watch.
Jimmy thinks it's just easy to blow off your brother's christening. It's not that easy.
Dude, I love my family.
We have different family
Bunch.
dynamics. I can't blow off a christening.
I'd blow off anything.
It's not even in the realm of possibilities. There's going to have to be... he'll do the right thing. There'll be TVs all over the ball field. And I think the church thing hopefully will be done. Maybe it's not.
What ball field?
Huh?
What ball field?
No, it's just a term. TVs all over
okay.
Basically, TVs all over the place.
Yeah.
With kids running around as you're trying to enjoy the Jets.
So you can't just sit. I'm going to have more fun watching the Jets game than Hope.
They'll be running around like lunatics. There's a lot of them now as we're trying to take a peek at the game.
Yug.
Oh, I'm fucking depressed. I just realized this. Let's say hi to Joe in New York. Hello, Joe.
Hey, I want to answer all these Colts fans. I mean, they're talking like the Colts were kicking the Jets' asses and they came back. They were winning 15-10 after 40 minutes of football.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of Chargers fans that thought they were going to beat the Jets Sunday, too.
Yeah, the Chargers thought they were going to have an easy game with the Jets. Let's not forget. And they were at home.
I mean, the Jets all year, their running game in the second half has picked up and their offense got better because their passing game feeds off their running game. And their running game, every game in the second half, they ran the ball better because they're beating up the other team's defense.
Right on.
All first half.
Right on, brother. All right.
Mad Dog must be going crazy today.
Well, that stupid Mike he didn't give the Jets a chance.
No?
No. And he's a sports talk guy in New York City. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's real smart.
Good way to get some fans.
Yeah, let's go to Sean in Jersey. Sean.
Hey, Opie, how are you?
What's up, Sean?
I just wanted to say you guys make my drive to college every morning so much easier, and I got bad news for you. I think the game is at 2:30, so you're going to have to blow off that christening, man. I know I'm calling out sick of work.
You don't look too good, Hope. You look a little ill.
Oh, my God.
You look a little good word, and
you're
flush, honey.
No, I already painted my face green for the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You were nauseous.
You're going to be green with envy, people watching the game and stuff on Sunday.
That's exactly what we just talked about.
Yeah.
How people schedule
Schedule things and don't well, you know what it is, though?
How about the people that schedule christenings on Super Bowl Sunday? We've done this bit, so we don't have to do it again. We did a whole bit on this where people were yelling and screaming, and they wanted to kill people. Yeah. All of a sudden some dumb mom out there, books a christening for Super Bowl Sunday, and they're surprised they could get that date. You're not going to believe what I was able to do.
Super Bowl Sunday's one thing, but now a playoff game, you got to think how far in advance has he had this booked?
No, I mean, in all fairness,
is there any chance in hell that the Jets were gonna be
Quinn
playing?
Quinn's a cool dude. He's a sports guy. He's a Jets fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it'll be all right. We'll figure this out.
He's probably bumming.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, the christening was scheduled easily a month ago. No one thought the Jets would be this far into the playoffs. To be honest, I mean, most hardcore Jets fans would admit that if you sat them down one to one.
Tell them to make the kid Jewish on Saturday.
Oh, hey, that's not a bad idea. Fontaine from Virginia.
The Fontaine.
He's our regular. Usually talks about the black issues, but today's going to help me out with something else. Fontaine.
Hey, Opie.
Hey.
Hey, Jim, how's your ticket sale going for Richmond, man?
Thank you, buddy. I actually don't know. I'm there in 2 weekends from now. I do not know. Hopefully well. Are you going to come? Will I get to meet you?
I'd love to come see you. I don't know yet, but damn, I'd love it, man.
That's a no, by the way.
Yeah.
I like when we meet our listeners. I get a little starstruck when I meet certain listeners.
Weird, right?
I met Blue Healer. I'm like, you're Blue Healer.
The great Blue Healer.
And then I was over it.
Like that?
I forgot who he was.
Oh, I think I got it.
Yeah, Fontaine.
You know how you guys franchise the O&A show for a shitty guest?
Yeah.
Then franchise Opie to the christening.
Oh, dude.
See?
That would fucking...
Send Sam.
A fake Opie over there.
You know what? My brother Quinn would fucking appreciate that. All of a sudden I show up. The fake me shows up. That's a great idea, man. That's a great idea.
All you got to do is, especially if you're not the Godfather, you just got to sit there.
And I just realized as we went on the air, I'm like, wait a minute, there's a christening this Sunday. Eric in Jersey.
Opie, you think you got it rough? I had to sit through my grandmother's wake in 2003 during the Super Bowl.
That's selfish, bitch.
No, I'm just, I don't mean it like that. I just mean,
I don't mean it like that. I do.
It was rather depressing.
Well, how much attention should we give our grandmas when they die? I mean, are grandmas important to us enough that we should miss a Super Bowl?
No.
I don't think so either.
I'm not too big of a football fan, but my relatives are. So.
Just tell the priest that it was her wishes to be buried with it turned on television on her face.
Like, I expected this, by the way.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to Ray. Ray?
Go, guys.
You doesn't have to call him Ray.
Hey, Opie, don't feel bad. First of all, I was pissed off I wasn't asked to be the Godfather, but I would have blown it off anyway to go to Gretzky's last game at the Garden.
Yeah.
I did blow it off to go.
Gretzky.
So don't feel bad.
All right, let's think about this. Gretzky's last game at the Garden.
Yeah.
Or the Jets playing to possibly be in the Super Bowl. Which is a bigger game?
Well, to me, the Ranger game, because I'm a huge Ranger fan, don't get me wrong, I'm backing the Jets, but it's a personal thing. You're a huge Jets fan, so that's the way you got to go.
No, but I'm trying to think just in general, and I think Gretzky's last game at the Garden is a little bigger than a game where the Jets might go to the Super Bowl. Hate to say it.
Well, it depends on how big.
So basically what I'm saying is you're a bigger dick than I am.
Gee, thanks.
All right, Ray.
This gentleman,
Yep.
Mediocre Gatsby, says, my first Mets game was when I was 8 years old, and it was canceled due to my grandmother's death. He cried about missing the Mets game.
You guys are nice. Not only would I blow off the christening, I've blown off family functions when I had a good shit brewing.
Well, we're gonna get into all the Vegas stories, and one of the stories is Jimmy's mom, and her Christmas gifts to Jimmy.
Oh, an AC.
And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
AC,
Christmas gifts? What fucking day is this?
Really? It was Christmas gift time?
It always is at the Borgata because they live in that area.
Ben Houston?
No, but I do have. I went through my shirts.
And you brought shirts in today?
No, I'm going to bring them in this week at my girlfriend's request because she all she did was just attack me for my fucking horrible shirt collection. So I have to give some to Bobo.
You do know she's taking pictures and sending it to my girl.
Yeah, no,
so
I know.
they can laugh. They're both laughing at you.
She told me that she sent your wife a picture of one of my shirts because she had described it, and she's like, no, he doesn't have that. So she sent a photo, and Ope's chick went, that really makes me want to hate him.
Someone's saying we're friends with Ron Howard. Have him go to the christening. You know what? That would be cool.
See?
Because then they would forget about me. Like, oh, fuck, who cares?
And they could call him Opie.
Yeah, they're like, fuck,
Doesn't
they sent the
matter.
real Opie. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go to Charlie on Long Island. Charlie.
Hey, good morning, boys. How are you?
Hey,
Pretty good, brother.
Hey, listen, not that I don't love the Hughes brothers, but your brothers are dope. I have a wedding next weekend, which was planned that exact day to avoid any football conflicts.
Right.
Yeah, next Sunday is the perfect Sunday to get all that family shit in. And I call it family shit for the most part.
That's
My
true.
fiance looked at me when I was crazy back in July when we planned it, but I said, trust me, you need to do it this way. I'm looking like roses now, baby.
Crazy.
Well,
All right, boys. I'll let you go. Thank you. Go Jets.
go Jets. A lot of people say blow off the christening and stuff, but see, my whole family's into the Jets, so we'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it
This
out.
can be express.
Right, the kid's never going to
Express
know.
christening.
This little Ryan kid isn't going to know.
That's it. Just babble out the words, get everything done. Anointing, some candle lighting, some water. Boom, you're out the door. You're catching the game.
You think the priest will have a joke or two to tell? Work in the Jets game a little bit?
He's got to. Now, I know some of you want to head to the Jets game.
So we'll make this as quick as possible. Hope the Lord doesn't mind. The Lord. Is there really a God after you see what happens in Haiti? Really? Keep believing in your God. Sean, North Carolina, what's going on?
JET. Jesus Christ. that caller who called about the Colts being down 10-15.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Manning hardly ever comes back at the last second. Fucking idiot. Have a good day, boys.
All right, let's. We're gonna move on here, but Matt in Connecticut, what's up, Matt?
Hey. First off, what you can do is the christening probably will start at 1. It only takes about half an hour. If they have a reception at a bar or restaurant,
They
they have
always
the game
do.
on anyway.
That's true, but then you like Opie said, there's people running around, and you gotta like blah 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 blah. And some aunt comes up and starts talking to you, and you're like, "Shut up! I'm watching the game."
I mean, good news. Good news. I think we're going back to my brother Quinn's house, but we all know about these christenings. You're not the only family there.
Yep.
There's like 10.
That's true.
How many? Like 10 families, and they have to go one family at a time?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
I just have a mask.
What if our family's done and it's now 2:00? Do we have to sit through all the other families? Or do we skedaddle out the side door?
I don't know how that works. You've
never been to a christening?
No, I have, but I've always stayed.
Yeah, because you didn't have a game to go to, right?
Well, true. You're screwed.
Oh, look at this guy trying to relate. Eric in Connecticut. Eric.
Hey, boys.
Hey.
I have a Daytona 500 wedding on Sunday, the 14th of February, and it's not even a morning wedding. We're going to be sitting there in the church when they drop the green flag, and there's no TVs at the venue.
Maybe you could just feel like you're there by running around the altar quickly.
Thanks.
And making vroom noises. Yelling vroom. Vroom. And then the guy in the wheelchair, you could just tip down the little altar steps. He loses. He's losing. Took his little askew shoes with unscuffed bottoms.
See, we all know that we'd probably gain a lot of fans if we got into this racing thing, but we just can't figure that shit out.
Horrible.
We're not vroomers.
No.
Daytona 500, though, that's pretty fucking
It's
big.
pretty big to a lot of people.
That's pretty fucking
I
big.
dreamt about you last night, Opie. You just made me remember it.
What?
Me and you were going. It had something to do
Was
with...
it homoerotic?
No.
Well,
It was a Red Eye episode, and Andy Levy was there, and there was like 2 places to watch it, and Jim Brewer was in one area watching it, and me and you were going from one area of watching it to another. We had to walk across a parking lot with snow, and you had 2 big heavy bags, like luggage, and they were both made of snow.
Stupid
And I said to Opie, I really miss Carlin, and I feel like I wanted to cry, so I didn't talk about it anymore.
Oh.
And he's complaining his bags are too heavy, so I'm like, well, I'll carry one. So he gives me his luggage, and it's made of ice, and I'm carrying Opie's ice luggage, walking down a little snowy hill. I don't know what it means.
I know what it means. Look, my heart's getting a little warmer. Let's relax.
Why?
Icy
Your
luggage.
icy baggage.
right, icy baggage.
His baggage of ice.
Oh, maybe I wanted to help him carry his load. Either that or I wanted him to come so it would freeze so I could carry it home and drink it. I hope it doesn't mean that.
I know what it means. My heart's getting a little warmer.
No, there was,
Just
it was
a little bit.
Ice luggage.
Ice luggage.
Who knows? Sam would be the one toting his ice luggage.
Of course he would. It's right down the parkway.
We're gonna
walk, sissy boy.
We're gonna get into all the Atlantic City stories. Let me start with just a tiny one because it doesn't do the one I want to tell. And Ant's got some good ones. Jimmy certainly has some good ones. But it just relates to this Red Eye that you did last night.
Yes.
And you talked about Anthony a little bit and his gambling and our AC trip. Let me tell you something. This Andy Levy, me and him palled around after your show Saturday and did some gambling. I don't gamble like Anthony or Danny. But I do my share.
Yeah.
I lost 500. That's my action. And I was up, and then I met Andy Levy, and I turned him on to 3-card. I don't think he likes me for that.
Oh, really?
And then we went to the blackjack table. We are the worst gambling partners. We both lost everything. Everything in my little dumb world. You know what I mean? Because I don't throw a lot of action down, but me and Andy finally looked at each other like, yeah, maybe next time we'll hang out at a hockey game or something. Because
This ain't working.
I was cooling him, he was cooling me. Like, he would watch me play 3-card, and he sat down for a little bit, and I lost everything on the 3-card table. And then I went to the blackjack table where he was doing well, and then he lost everything, and I lost everything. We couldn't fucking hit on nothing.
Two mushes to each
Two
other?
mushes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's tough.
Are we done with the sports christening Jets thing?
Yeah, I would say.
Make a donation to the church. I don't give a shit if the church is pissed at me. People are like, make a donation to the church. Put an extra $500 in the envelope at the church. That's not the problem.
Right.
I don't want. I mean, you know what? Anthony's met. You guys met Quinn. If I told him, look, He'd be like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
he really would.
I'm going to duck out a little early.
But he's a fan too, so you know.
Yeah, I figure we'll figure it out somehow.
Somebody there will have like a fucking transistor or something. You can
transistor.
How old
The Jets are a game away from the playoffs. I'm going to listen on a transistor radio.
I'll be on my 50-inch high. I'm psyched for the. I'm not a Jets fan. Put that there. I'm not a Jets fan at all. But I was really happy to see them win because Jets fans have taken it for so long.
Yeah,
it's like yeah, fuck it, man.
And I'm not
for the shitty Colts.
And I'm not a Cowboys fan at all. Never have been. Even when our pal Tyson Walter was on the team.
I love the Cowboys, but I'm disgusted with
Romo.
I didn't like. I mean, look, the line didn't get it done, but so what? You have to adjust sometimes. And I don't think when you put up 3 fucking points, you're not adjusting, and neither is your shitty coaching staff. You're not adjusting at all. If they had lost, say 35-28 or 35-17, the line, I think Flo's Adams was right. Whatever, it happens. But,
sure. The Saints are going to be fucking tough, man.
Yeah, I want to see Favre do well too.
The Saints are going to be I think the Jets could take out the Colts for real.
Yeah,
but the Saints are fucking rough. Holy shit!
I'm just glad. The Jets. It makes watching it a little more exciting and stuff like that. I'm not don't get on me. I'm not becoming a fair weather Jets fan. I know I have not watched the games. I have not done anything, but it just makes it more interesting to watch the game when the state you live in, one of their teams is playing. Shut up.
Yeah, really? We're going to see what happens, though, when them Saints come marching in on Sunday or something.
Oh! So it just goes, shut up.
Exactly. Charlie in Georgia, listen to this, dummy. Oh, sorry, Charlie, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Charlie.
What's up, fellas?
Say hi to the devil when he comes down there, Charlie.
Oh.
Thank you, little Jimmy. Hey, what about DVR? TiVo it.
DVR? You can't DVR a sporting event in this day and age.
Especially a friggin'
What am I
playoff game.
What am I supposed to do? Like no one is going to be talking about the game in the New York area. Yeah, texting and
did you see that?
Just filling up at a gas station. You're going to find out the score.
You're out of your mind.
Exactly.
You can't DVR a sporting event.
What year do you live in?
You could DVR like mid-season hockey. Maybe you're out to dinner. I have done that with the Islanders or whatever. The chances are no one's going to really, tell you the score of the Islanders game because it's just a who gives a shit type game. But not this game.
No.
It's going to be everywhere. There's going to be skywriters.
Like a crazy person.
That's what I'm saying. Cut your phone off. Cut everything off. Just go into a coma. Just go with your family.
You want to watch it real time, too. It's one of those things.
Who doesn't like sports radio? I think Sam doesn't like sports. We'll have Sam do an experiment.
Yeah.
And I want to, and I guarantee Sam will know the score of the game, even though he doesn't give a shit about sports.
Yeah.
So that would be like me trying to avoid getting the sports score, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, you're right.
Only because your family is fans. If there was no fans there, you could just put on some fucking music on the way back to the city and go right up to your apartment. Don't tell me the score.
Really? As people are beeping their horns in excitement because the Jets are now in the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm telling you, there's no way around it. There's no way around it.
You're too connected.
And if no one's beeping on the way home, then you know they lost. For real.
Or maybe they're in extra innings.
Or you see some guy in green paint at the steering wheel with just horrendous road rage.
Yeah, you see his wife with a black eye.
Right. Yeah, you think that guy is happy or sad?
You'll know they lost, and she said it's only a game.
Well, now you'll have time to do housework next week.
Yeah.
Why are the game up to his ear while in church? I don't want to listen on radio to this game. I know Sirius XM's trying to push, listen to the fucking games here, but screw that. I want pictures on this one.
Yeah, you could.
I need pictures.
You could iPhone. That iPhone, one of those sports apps that probably do it. They did it for the World Series.
Really? Now you're talking.
Yeah.
I do have that iPhone sitting on my desk.
Yeah.
It's kind of an expensive paperweight.
Is that what it is now?
It sure is. All right, I want to take a break and let's talk about Atlantic City a little bit. It was a wild
AC.
weekend.
Yes.
Nice.
We'll do some AC next. Stay there, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony, Tuesday, And you would be proud of me, man. I celebrated Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah?
The best way possible. Actually, people were a bit outraged. Not that best way possible.
Oh, okay.
But people were outraged by my tweet. I said, hey, I'm doing the best thing possible for Martin Luther King Day. I'm going to a hockey game.
Oh, you went to a hockey game?
The whitest sport
Of course.
out there. Where white guys hit a black thing around all
Oh, my goodness.
for 2.5 hours.
Yes.
Well,
they do.
I didn't say that. I mean, I said it on the radio, but someone wrote that. They're like, "Oh, really? That's how you're celebrating? Where white guys hit a black thing around for 2.5 hours?"
Now, Martin Luther King Day was Monday?
Monday, yesterday.
Hey, yesterday?
Well, that's why we took off, because we honor.
Well, I didn't know if
We
it was
honor the life that was Martin Luther King.
I didn't know if it was like Sunday and then they give everyone Monday off or something.
Oh, I see.
But, all right, Monday.
Monday.
I'll remember that.
At least we didn't do this.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio, talking football with you on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Oh, every year.
Boy, every year.
Oh, every ding-dong year, someone's got to make that fucking mistake.
Oopsie.
Yikes.
That's a mistake. They'll be fine, whatever.
And we said it's the same mistake people made when they say, like, Opening and Anthony. It's like your head gets away to the next syllable. It's like, because he's not trying to say Coon, he's saying King Jr., the Junior.
Right.
Coon Jr. It's like Opening.
I know,
You're
that's
thinking
why.
of Anthony.
And it's exactly, they say Opie, before they get finished with Opie, they're already on to Anthony. Mm-hmm. Hell's going on?
Yeah.
And other people just say it.
Yeah.
So, Atlantic City.
Yes, what
You only got home
time.
a few hours ago, right? Didn't you stay all day yesterday?
I got home about 8 o'clock, I guess. Was that about 8 o'clock last night?
8 o'clock last night, wow.
Stayed the whole weekend. Yeah, the limo ride home was... Ooh.
What?
Everybody was just...
Everyone just crashed out?
We really go hardcore as far as the gambling goes, the drinking, the festivities, and it goes into the next morning. Whatever night we're doing it, it goes completely into the next morning. Now, Friday, of course, we left the show.
Right.
Friday. I went home.
Right.
1 o'clock, the Borgata mobile comes, picks me up. These guys, I cannot stress to you how great the Borgata is. I swear to you. It is astounding to me.
Well, they're not giving Jimmy and I the same treatment.
Well, you know,
I mean, Jimmy, they're taking care of too, because he's playing in their facility down there.
They send the big, giant super stretch. So I sit there and I could sleep. I sleep the way there.
What do you mean
That
the
way
big
it's like
giant
time
super stretch?
It's 10 miles long, this goddamn car. It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a picture of it?
It's
yeah.
the
Is it
Borgata
one of those
super
limos that has the extra wheels?
No, not extra wheels.
And it
but
actually has a joint?
No, it doesn't have a bending joint.
It doesn't
in the
have
middle.
a joint? I've
But
seen those.
it's a great car. They load it up with whatever you need. They're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in there. We take off. See,
That's
there
the
it is.
Borgata.
That's beautiful.
Jesus.
You could
Stretch
lay
limo
down in there.
mobile.
Lay down in there. It's great.
Wow.
And they hook us up. It's amazing. But we party pretty hard, so when we were driving back home, we'll get to all the stories and stuff. Driving back home, everybody was just shot. Danny's blasting farts and just stinking everything up.
Good boy.
Jimmy's proud.
It was
That was
terrible.
actually, I didn't mean to do it, but when we were leaving, I mean, because, you're eating and you're drinking all weekend, and it just it wreaks havoc on your insides.
What was even worse, we're in the elevator, leaving the room.
Well, I meant to do it outside of the elevator, but the elevator was there, and I had to now get in the elevator, so of course.
And how it follows you in?
It follows you in, and I was just like, well, what are the chances someone else is going to get on?
Someone else, the elevator goes, and it goes from like the 30th floors and then hits that express where it just goes down and no one's getting on. We notice it's slowing down. It's like we start laughing like, the elevator just reeks of fucking beer shit. It's like he shit on the floor of
Beer,
the elevator.
whiskey, and greasy breakfast.
Yeah, and who walks in? Our two hosts that have been like taking care of us impeccably the entire weekend. They walk in,
and it smells like I took a shit in the elevator.
It smells like you shit in the elevator.
What do they refer to you as? The scumbag brigade?
I think they do.
The host.
It's the people that should not be in this position.
We have no business being in that facility whatsoever.
None.
Wow.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And I got to stay in the same side that Anthony stays in.
The water club.
It's usually it's the water club.
Yeah.
Fucking, I honestly can tell you it's the best hotel room I've ever been in.
Isn't it amazing? The friggin' suites are beautiful. The friggin' view is even nice.
I felt like a true gentleman.
Yeah.
I walk in, there's a big flat screen that says, "Welcome, Jim Norton."
Jim Norton.
Like, that's me.
I walk in, I plop down on the couch, and that is the end of anything I have to do for myself. It's wonderful. The butlers come in immediately. They come in and start mixing drinks, opening bottles of wine. They're putting beers on ice.
The what?
Excuse me?
The what comes in?
The butlers.
The butlers.
Not butler, butlers.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we were each supposed to get one, and they accidentally gave two to you.
No, we need two butlers.
I didn't get
How big was your room?
It's a 2-bedroom.
Bigger than my apartment.
With that,
guaranteed.
Put it this way. Danny's girl has a broken kneecap.
Right.
Right? So they sent up one of those scooters.
Right.
They sent up one of those, like, little rascal scooters. But this fucking thing had, like, high gear where you could really get it going.
Where you could rock.
We were racing around the suite on this thing, smashing into the tables. Keith almost turned it over, making a right turn into the bathroom. It was racing around the tables.
Within 5 minutes of showing up at the Borgata, we immediately just started acting like asinine children.
His beer in one hand and then just trying to circumnavigate the suite at maximum speed on one of these really fast little rascals.
What assholes?
And slamming into tables.
Fucking assholes.
Chairs are flying.
Fucking assholes.
You have a lot more fun than us.
We're insane.
I thought I was
when we
crazy
go there.
because I got there and I opened the peanuts immediately and treated myself.
I was excited at one point because I was up $100 in chips.
It was.
God, my life sucks.
It's just so much fun to hang out.
Yeah, but you got to take us through this because you got hosts, you got butlers, you got stretch limos. You're a whale. You're officially a whale.
That's
right?
what they call me, I guess.
And they just want you
gamble a lot of money.
I'm just doing the ABCs for people out there. They want you to go down to the casino to bet. Because your action is a lot larger than certainly mine and Jimmy's.
I go to the big boy table.
The big boy table.
Big boy table.
And
is
of course the butlers are coming in right away to get you all juiced up, hoping that you would make some bad moves down at the tables.
You know what? You always
I want to get into
that.
the psychology of this whole thing.
I'll be honest with you. You always think that, like a lot of people think, oh, it's going to be one of these situations where they try to fuck you up and trip you up and stuff. Once you sit down at the casino table, you know, the odds are what they are.
Right.
And they're
they're trying to make the odds even worse for you.
But
because there's some rules about gambling, like you shouldn't gamble.
To come back.
You shouldn't gamble drunk or tired.
Why would I gamble if I was sober?
No, I'm just saying.
Exactly, who would do that?
But I'm just saying.
My money.
Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this, though. I'm just saying that's the basic rules of big time gambling. So if you got hosts and butlers that are opening up, bottles of wine and mixing drinks right away, they're kind of trying to get you juiced up. You make some bad moves down at the table.
You know what though? I don't even buy that part. It really is. They want you to enjoy yourself, come back, and bring friends with you. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not just going to be there alone. Now, I go and people come with me. And they're sitting there gambling and having fun and using their restaurants and everything else. So they're spending money.
And they don't want you completely loaded before you gamble. No. Because then you just stay in the room and get loaded. I don't think they care. Whatever you they get you.
But all I'm saying is I think there is a science to it. I mean, they
might be.
You're smart enough to try to, I think you figure it out.
I don't see it as much of a conspiracy like that. I see it as...
Well, they want you to lose, don't they?
Well, I guess any casino, if you're in the casino business, and you want to make money, you make money off of people not winning. So, but the thing is, the odds are set already that the house is favored. So you're going to win, you're going to lose, you're going to, whatever. But the more time you spend there, the more money, the relationships you make, the restaurants you eat in, that's when they start really taking care of you.
Right.
And I have never been treated as well as I have at the Borgata. It's unbelievable.
Honestly, they do take good care of you.
The place is friggin' impeccable. The girls that go there, first of all, the Borgata babes, I defy you to find a better casino outside of Vegas that has hotter girls walking around serving drinks. Like, you go to the Trop, they're old ladies that should be in diners with fucking egg plates up their arms and a big beehive hairdo. And these girls are wearing skirts where you're just like, holy shit.
They got the nice cleavage.
It's beautiful.
They got some good cleavage, every single one of them.
The clubs, they got that. What's that one? Murmur, where you go there on a Monday night and you walk around with a boner. It's just, they're gorgeous and they're nude. They're walking around pretty much nude. It's unbelievable. But we had such a goddamn good time.
I dropped $60 on video poker.
Hey,
and
easy.
I'm like, I had trying to find someone to give my card to. I'm not much of a gambler.
Want to get rated here?
I spend a lot of money in the restaurants. I don't trust myself gambling, so my luck stinks.
Oh.
But it's fun to walk around and just watch people, man. Like, it's a really fun place to just see how people interact, how ritualistic people are. I watched Anthony gamble in the high roller. It was fucking fun, man.
Yeah, it really is fucking fun. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you got to.
It was fun to watch an emotionally healthy person have a fun weekend.
Is it insane, Jimmy? Because when I saw Ann on Friday, you were taking a break from the tables.
Yeah, I do.
You needed a little break, I heard.
Back off every so often.
You had to back up and regroup, I heard.
Just regroup, maybe play a little poker instead.
Mellow out a little bit.
Yeah, mellow out a little bit.
But then Jimmy saw you back gambling, and I'm so jealous I missed out.
We watched Anthony gamble at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I hung for like an hour. We were just hanging out, talking, and he played a few hands. And it's fun to watch Ant when he's gambling because he has certain things that he does, and every gambler has like little rituals. They all do. And Anthony's are. Can I say what yours are? The little rituals. They're nothing terrible.
Please, certainly.
It's like when Anthony gets like an ace, and the next card he wants to be like a 10, a queen, a jack. He'll point at the card and go, Blackjack!
Yes!
And
before he even knows what the card is.
Hoping for a blackjack.
Yeah.
And he'll say to the dealer, if the dealer has, like, say, a 2 and a 10, Ant will say he wants them to get a certain card, and if they don't get it, Anthony will go, that's not the card I wanted you to get. It's like he's scolding a child for making wee-wee on the rug instead of a stranger who has just taken basically an Escalade from him. And like what Ant will do is if he has cards that aren't like an ace, like let's say Ant gets a 7 and a 9 or an 8, he gets 15, and he needs a 6. Whatever card he needs, say a 4, 5, 6, or 7, he'll go 5, please. He'll ask for the card, please. A 7, please. Thank you. Or that's not a 7. Why do you do that?
Yeah,
why do they do that? Blackjack! And I'm like, I am watching a mentally unhinged person.
Can you add to the fact that he's not at the $25 table?
Oh my
He's
God.
in the high roller
He's
area.
in the high roller area
Oh my
where
God.
people take it very serious.
But it's like Ant is just reacting honestly the way everybody wants to react. But, he's not...
God, that's perfect.
Even in his moments where he's not pleased, he's still Anthony. And look, his hair was a mess. Anthony, by the way, whatever they did to you, you look great. I mean, his hair looks great. He had no hat on. He was all askew. You really I'm a saucier. He really is a fucking chef from Apocalypse Now looking motherfucker. And it was fun to watch, man.
I was in the 200 minimum, 6,000 maximum room where, obviously you could bet, you can't bet any less than 200 and you can't bet any more than 6,000. And sometimes you sit and I play 3 spots and you could actually max out 3 spots.
Yeah.
So that's...
You played 3 spots at one time.
And max bet all 3. So
6,000?
6, 6, and 6. So you're talking, a lot of money on the line. Where if you win, you scream like a maniac, like fucking in Goodfellas. He rolls the dice.
Here's what I twittered watching Anthony was like. It was like the combination of The Bad Lieutenant and Barfly. It was watching everybody, every ounce come on. It was fun to watch.
Unhinged.
And then he has a pillow there. There was a really nice luxury pillow, as most adults will have when they need to scream into something in public.
This was the introductory week and for the pillow.
It's great.
I've never had the pillow before, but a pillow was brought out so that I could slam my face into it and yell, "You fucking cunt,"
or punch it,
or whatever I needed to do to get that off and shake it off for the next hand.
My friend in his late 40s gambles the way most youngsters are molested. He yells and screams and puts his face in a pillow.
Rocks back and forth. Just rocks back and forth.
It really is.
Blackjack! The finger pointing. Blackjack!
5, please.
5, please. That's not a 5.
I'll take a 6 or a jack, whatever you want to give me.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, that's good. And then when the dealer's showing a 4, and I hit, and I finally work it up to a 20 with a big bet, and then watch the dealer turn over a 7 and a picture card. What is this? They can't do it. There's no way that's possible. Oh, why don't you give me your cards? Oh, look, I get a 4, 14, 24. Thanks. Why can't I maybe hit and get a 7 like you do? You suck.
I'm flashbacks.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's
That's
like.
amazing.
Yeah,
What about the people you gamble with? I mean, not Danny and Keith and all, but the rest of the people around you must just be thrilled to have you at their table.
They're actually kind of... They're okay with it because they get to watch some really intense betting. Like even at the big boy tables, I don't think there are people betting like I am. To be honest with you, I don't see a lot of people with a lot of pumpkin chips. They're called, which are the thousands.
Wow. Have you ever had a pumpkin chip?
Pumpkins.
No.
Pumpkins.
Oh yeah, for Halloween I had a couple.
Pumpkins. And
Did you get it?
Yeah, Halloween.
Pumpkin
I
chip.
got it there, Chip. Oh, Chip.
He's asking me questions.
Chip.
I'm a sensation.
Ass. No, you're not.
Hey, it was gambling. I said, "What are you gambling? Why don't you just roll the dice on the table or something? Get really crazy."
Yeah, that's exactly it. You ass.
It was very, very entertaining.
Keith's on the line.
Oh, Keith, of course.
Keith the Enabler, how are you, man?
Sometimes I do feel like I am the enabler. I mean, I set up the line of credit, I do all this stuff and everything, and I sit there and I go, Jesus Christ, what am I doing to this man?
Nah, you're working, man. You're helping him out. You're working. It's different.
Keith's on the job at that point.
You're Dr. Nicopolis to Elvis. I'll just buy the goddamn drugstore.
Like the doctor for Michael Jackson. They're eventually going to lock me up. It's going to be bad. Jimmy, how about, did you witness when he violently punches himself in the leg? Did you guys talk about that?
No, I wish I had seen that.
Yes.
You got a bruised leg?
Well, there's nothing to punch. I sometimes do punch Keith.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, I will turn around and punch Keith and then apologize that I just hit him.
Does he punch hard or does he have girl arms?
No, he does punch kind of hard. Hence why I did bring the pillow out.
Yes.
That's what led to the pillow.
Yeah.
Punch this instead of me. Thank you.
And then sometimes I'll just and whale myself in the thigh so I could shake it off because I got to shake it off. Then sometimes I'll push back from the table and go, all right, hold on. You're not dealing another card. Wait. I'm taking a sip of my beverage, and I'll sit here as long as I damn well please. And then I'll wait, and then go, okay. Shook it off, continue.
There are a lot worse, though. We knew some high roller in Vegas who was the high roller at a casino, and apparently he had lost like $8 million in a weekend or something.
Jesus.
And he actually flipped one of the blackjack tables over, whatever it was.
Oh, wow, really?
There are guys that get violent, like really bad. Anthony just grunts and fucking screams into a pillow. He's not dangerous. He's just a fucking, he's just fun to watch.
I do. I also will get up from the table, walk away, and spit on the floor.
Yeah,
I'm going like, you fuck. And be like really angry like that. And then last night, there's a certain, I will just say, a certain ethnicity in dealer that when I sit and there's a white male dealing, you know that win or lose, you're probably going to have a good time. These guys got stories. The table's full. Maybe everybody's kind of talking back and forth, having fun. And there were two guys, Jim and Ron, that were unbelievable dealers. They could not shovel out enough chips to all of us. Me, Danny, and Keith walked away like high rollers because of these two guys. It was great. But occasionally you get a certain ethnicity in dealer that I call the machines. They are machines. They will just sit there. They won't talk to you. They won't smile. They look, deal the cards,
so why don't you
scoop your money away.
Why don't you get up from that table and say,
because
you know what, give me somebody that's not a machine.
Here's why.
You probably can make that happen.
You'd be getting up and moving every friggin' 5 minutes.
Really?
It's one of those deals. They replace your guy, like Jim or Ron had to leave, and then they send in like one of the machines, and then you got to sit there, and for a while I was taking $100 chip, putting it down and going, okay, that's all I'm playing. That's it. Boom, boom, boom.
They go on a 20-minute break.
Yeah, they go on a 20-minute break. And then the good guy comes back, and bam, again, he's just pounding us and paying us. But certain ethnicity that I was getting so upset that I suggested that perhaps she would look better like that picture, if she was like that picture in Vietnam of the napalm girl running down the street, burnt and nude. None too happy with that comment, but neither was the guy who had sat at the table right next to it, who was of the same ethnicity. So he sat down and turned and looked at me, and I looked at him, I looked away, and I noticed he's still looking at me. So I turn and look at him, he puts his finger up and goes, shh, and shushes me. And I look at him, I go, what the fuck are you looking at? What the fuck are you looking at? And at that point, I think Keith and Danny both went, why don't we move tables?
That's great. He was the fucking waiter in Goodfellas who was just staring after your outburst.
He did not enjoy my comment and wanted me to know he was very angry with me, and I was not taking it. Was not taking it. The machines.
It's getting to almost close to the point like when Joe Pesci is playing Blackjack in Casino, and Anthony is going to be where he's taking the cards and he's throwing them back in the guy's face.
Yeah.
Look at this beaut.
Look at this beaut.
Yeah.
Take this fucking card. It was a lot of fun. The room service also. I've never seen a collection of pigs like we had in that room. Just slobs. Yeah, I hibernated on Saturday. I did not experience a Saturday. I missed Jimmy's show, by the way. I went down to see Jimmy's show. I did not see Jimmy's show.
Did you really go down? I didn't even. I thought you were still in bed.
I missed your show completely.
No, he missed Saturday.
Again,
Friday. Oh, you went down to AC to see my show.
Yeah.
Friday? Oh, yeah. No, I know you were still out.
When did you hit the tables on Friday?
I went Friday. I left. Like I said, again, I wake up very early for the show Friday. We do the show. I leave. I go home. Didn't nap. Now, so I'm still up, stay up. We go to Atlantic City. No napping again. Right to the tables. I'm playing, and we go to dinner. We gamble until the next morning at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, about that 10
So
o'clock.
I was up 24, 25, 26, 27.
So you finally crashed.
Almost 30 hours.
10 a.m. Saturday morning.
11, around there.
Wow.
And again, you know, boy, you're not paying for your beers when you're at the tables. So I woke up at some point on Saturday. It was like, I'm not getting out of bed. I'm just going to plop a few movies on, whatever, sit here, lay here, sleep on and off. And I wound up getting up. I went to sleep Saturday morning at 11 o'clock and got up, when? Sunday night at 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you sick?
No, I had a headache, but I didn't get sick or anything. I had a pretty good pounding headache, but I was in bed like I finally got out. And
that's like
he goes, "Do you have bed sores?"
Yeah, no kidding. That's like 36 hours,
36
right?
hours.
Yeah.
I was in bed for 36 hours.
Holy shit.
You know, and Ange is there, my wife, and Danny and his chick, and we're hanging out because we have the 2-bedroom suite, so we're in the big living room area, and we're just waiting. We're like, eventually he's got to get up. So my wife starts to get a little concerned, and she's like, "Well, check on him. I'm like, all right. So first I just open the door a little bit, and there's just a huge mountain of covers, and you see a couple bodies under the bed, and it's freezing cold in there.
Yeah, I turned the temperature down to like 60 degrees.
Right. So now, like, I come back out, and they're like, "Is he okay?" And I go, well, it's like 60 degrees. I go, either he's okay or he's dead, and his chick is trying to preserve the body because she doesn't know what to say, and she won't come out of the room. So, I waited a couple more hours, and then, finally just got to the point of, well, just check on it. So finally I go back in, and
it's like, hey, pal.
I give him a little nudge, and they're like, whoa. I go, "Pal, you all right?" He goes, yeah, I'm fine.
Hit me. What? Yeah. Double down.
And we're all right. I went out of the room and back out. I said, no, he's
That's how Anthony wakes up. Blackjack.
Hit me.
5, please.
Say that all morning.
7, please.
Jesus.
Oh, I am annoying. But they're great. They all know me now, so I'm in.
They know you're all right.
I'm in.
When's the next trip?
I don't know.
You have a 12-step meeting in a hat.
But it did get to the point. Did you talk about the other morning? I just woke up. So did you talk about the other morning when a certain dealer couldn't deal with you anymore, and when you went to the restroom?
Oh yeah. I guess one of the dealers, one of the machines, didn't like me very much. I guess Blackjack and all that kind of stuff, and. Especially in the high roller section, it's pretty much known. The bathroom is right there. You don't have to go traipsing all over the place to find a bathroom. So I'm making my normal bets. I'm playing the game, and everyone at the table is cool. I go to the bathroom. I come back. It was during a shuffle. I go to the bathroom. I don't just leave. You can't come in mid-shoe. If they're already dealing a new shuffle, you can't come back in the game. You got to wait until they're done and reshuffle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You can't just sit down like the other tables?
No, you got to wait.
Really?
So I go to the bathroom. I come back. She's dealing. She's dealing the cards. I go, what are you doing? And she says, no one wanted to wait. And meanwhile, she was like telling people not to wait.
Why he was gone. It's just common courtesy. He's got a lot of money. He was down at that point, too.
Yeah.
So you wait for it.
Maybe prolong it.
But meanwhile, she says, you want to deal? You want to deal? Like, and the guy's like, no, I'll wait. And she's like, oh no, we can start. And then she goes to start dealing cards. I go, whoa, what are you doing? He's going to be right back. She just deals, and then Aunt walked out. She wasn't even done dealing the first hand, and then she tells him, oh, you got to wait.
Yeah,
did you tell your host? Complain about it?
At some point, I think, but I just,
Did he complain about it? Yeah, for the next 7.5 hours. I mean, it was like 11 o'clock at night.
I was pissed.
Hey,
I was being treated suchly by that dealer.
Yeah, I have to go see one back. The pit boss. Our host, Mike, who is a saint, takes care of everything for us. I got to keep calling him and texting him, But it's just.
I'm very high maintenance.
It was the only bad thing of.
No, that was the only, and it was the dealer was just being a prick. She was just being a piece of shit. She did not appreciate my style of gameplay, and she wanted me off the table. So she waited till I went
up to her though.
Shuffled faster than I've ever seen anyone shuffle, I would gather.
I'm sure the casino would be pissed off of that.
Very.
Probably. But
Blackjack!
Yes.
That's not her call.
6, please.
6, please! Why do they do that?
Dude,
Dealer, I needed that money.
Yeah. All right, well, I have to get in the car to go to your house, though. If there's anything else, I'll call back in.
Buy sweet potato.
Alrighty, sir. I'll watch you on my security cameras.
There you go. All right, bro.
You do that.
Let's say hi to John in Virginia. John.
Hey there, Jan. Welcome aboard, John.
How's it going? I'd like to speak to Mr. Rain Man. I was wondering, did you double down on any max bets, and what would happen if you lost?
Yeah, I've doubled down, split, and then double down, and then I've had 11s, and then turned over a fucking ace, which was happening all weekend. It was happening to Danny too, and we were all laughing that it was the Anthony hand.
I just got lucky. I was getting lucky with those. Though,
we were getting lucky because the dealer was busted.
Yeah.
But there were so many hands where it's like, all right, I got a good hand. Let me double down on this 11. The dealer's showing jack shit, nothing, and I double down, and that fucking ace pops out and gives me a 12, and that was happening. What?
What's the most you were down at any point?
I don't like talking specifics as far as cash goes because, I just don't like people listening and whatever. Let's just leave it at that. But it was a lot. But
well, I hope you got a free buffet.
But I did. I wound up doing very well. Danny did amazing. And Keith also did very well. We had a good last outing. Made up a lot of ground.
That was definitely the way that the weekend needed to end.
Yeah, all of us sitting at the big boy table, just cranking out.
You guys,
Ron and Jim.
You guys play any craps or any roulette?
No, it's all about blackjack.
Nice.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Good time,
brother.
Later, man.
Let's go to Alec in Boston. Alec.
What's up, boys?
Hey, man.
I'd like to know whether Ant had any altercations with any players at the table for maybe surrendering on a hand, not hitting on a 16, anything like that.
Well, no surrendering at that casino, but
what about the no hitting and
like no hitting? No, for the most part, the people know how to play. If they're sitting down, they know how to play. But there are certain times they'll ask, hey, do you mind if I do this or do that? And then you're like, whatever. I usually say, hey, it's your game. You do it. But, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's nice of you, because I've seen some shit go on.
Oh, I've seen people get angry. But you know what it is? I've seen people get more pissed at the fucking $10 table than I have at the $200 table.
I wish someone would fucking yell at me for doing something wrong. I would go, shut up. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking, statistically, it's a wash. You superstitious boob. If some guy at a $10 table, hey, shut up, addict. Fuck you and your ritual. It means nothing.
I'm going to play my $100 here and enjoy myself. Shut up, addict.
I'll fucking hit on a 19 if I want to.
Just to fuck you over.
Someone did hit on a 16 with the dealer showing a lower card, lower than a 7, and hit it. They hit like a 3. And then the dealer pulled a card and wound up busting, which they wouldn't have busted unless that person handled it. So, I mean, obviously you're not supposed to do that, and it does piss people off, but you never know. I just say play your game. Unless I got a ridiculous bet up there, then I pretty much want it done by the rules, so I can't really blame anybody else but the horrid dealer or myself.
All right.
I hear ya. Listen out.
Let's go to Brian in Texas. Brian!
Yo, boys.
What's up?
Ant, what's your betting situation in the high rollers room? And tipping the check?
Tipping? The dealers love when I win. Love when I win. I tip usually only black chips, hundreds, and then yesterday I was tipping the dealers thousands. I was tipping the dealers like $1,000 chips.
Wow!
Here you go, wham! Because they were fucking hooking me up.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
That's amazing.
It was a hell of an outing.
I've never been tipped $1,000, Mac. That'd be good therapy too.
Let's say hi to Casino Guy. Casino Guy.
For $1,000, you should have someone standing next to you to scream for you so you don't hurt your voice. When
it's Keith. I know my voice is all. If you notice, I'm a little gravelly today from Blackjack! Blackjack!
Anyways, just so you know, Opie, you're actually, you may have already touched on this. I was on the phone. They want you to be happy. That's why they kick your ass. They don't want you to be drunk and all that because they want you to come back. They know eventually the odds are in their favor. And it's the same way when they change dealers. They do that. It has nothing to do with the dealer if it's hot or cold. I mean, the cards are going to come out the way they come out, whether it's the black guy, the white guy, the purple guy, whatever.
You know what? You're absolutely right, but I've played enough games to know that something fucking happens. I don't know what it's mental or not, but when you get a dealer that is kicking ass and giving you cards and busting and you're making money, and then they change the dealer, and all of a sudden the next cards that come out are shit for you, and every single card that comes out is shit, you gotta go like, how? How does that work?
Well, realize it's going to go up and down in blackjack, and they know that if one dealer's winning and the next dealer's losing, chances are you're going to stay at that table till that winning dealer comes back.
Yeah, of course. But it's just it astounds me how it astounds me how there is just a line of good cards, bad cards, and that it hits that line right when they change the dealer.
And here's the one thing you're not doing, or you're not getting yet. And when you get that limo ride home, ask for a massage girl in the limo.
We have massage tables in our
you hear this? Massage girl in the limo for the ride home.
That sounds like a little better than just a massage.
Huh?
Yeah, and we'll send you. It's an escort, but we legally call it a massage girl.
I would love one. I make my girlfriend ride in the front with the driver.
You know, give him a hand job.
You can. When she's done, if you want some private time, you can send her up to the front and ride with the limo.
No, what I like is just sleeping in the limo. That's it. I don't want anyone bugging me. I want to sleep because it's like a time machine. Like I've said, you go to sleep, you wake up, you're home. It's great.
A blowjob does that too.
Exactly. She's not going to sit there and play chess with you. Talk about the fucking Haitian earthquake. She's going to suck your dick. What's wrong with you? How relaxed do you need to be? Nah, get your mouth off my dick. I don't want to be all stressed out later.
Right. She'll have you coming before you pay the toll out of Atlantic City.
That's the guarantee. A finger in your ass by exit 50, a load by exit 81.
You'll still have 2 hours to yourself. What's
drop
wrong
off
with
at
you?
the rest area.
All right, check it out.
Casino guy, you roll. Let's say hi to David in California. David.
What's up, boys?
Hey, man. David.
Hey, Jimmy, I'll be seeing you February 20th in San Francisco at Comp.
Oh, good, man. Yeah, I'm finally getting back out to San Francisco.
Yes, so far 3 years in a row.
Oh, good.
Hey, Anthony, I just want to know, does your chick have to stay in the arcade because she's too young to be on the floor?
Yeah, that's it. She had to stay in the room and watch Harry Potter movies.
I took care of her.
A boo-boo-boo.
A boo-boo-boo. How do you know that all the way out there, you fucking freak?
A boo-boo-boo. Wow. Coast to coast.
Jesus. What else? I'm trying to think, what else?
What else? The great fucking phone call we got in the car as we're in the Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh, my God. I don't know how you fucking pulled that one off.
Fuck. We're leaving the city.
Yeah, but my story doesn't do justice to what Ant's fucking
doesn't matter. It's still enjoyable.
It shows the contrasting, personalities and camps, really.
Well, I left right after the show on Friday. Wanted to get down there early so I could nap, so then we could do dinner and do the whole freaking, casino thing. And I'm with
dinner.
Yeah. And me and my girl are driving down. No Borgata limo for us.
Oh,
because I don't have a lot of action on the tables. But I should get a limo just because I'm connected to this whole mess.
Exactly.
Right. Mess meaning the whole gambling.
Oh, believe me, it's a mess.
When I
think we should all be getting limos at this point.
I talked to one of the casino guys, one of the head guys, Joe, down there, and he just came down to make sure everything was cool, and he was great. And he was like, "Yeah, we'd like to have you back," because I did very, very well with ticket sales. And believe me, I'm like, "Yeah, well, I come down along with Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show." Oh boy, do I throw your name around! I act like it's up to me whether you come or not. Well, Joe, he only gambles when I'm there. Right. Well, we'd like to invite you for every weekend for the next 6 months.
Joey listens to us, so all we have to say is, Andy can't come down this weekend, and he's going to stay home.
Anthony follows me on the road, Joe. What can I tell you?
Time.
So we're having a nice ride down in Atlantic City, laughing, chatting. It's gonna be a good weekend, and I see the Borgata in the distance. So I'm well over 2 hours into the trip, and my girl has this look of panic on her face, and she goes, "Oh my God." Oh, my God. So I knew right away that she forgot something. I'm like, all right, what'd you forget? We could deal with this. What'd you forget? And I had, luggage, because she had to get all my luggage. I had to come in for the show, so I was packed and ready to go. So I'm thinking she forgot, a leather jacket I want to bring down there, or maybe a dress shirt. A hat. Something that was separate from my actual luggage that she might have forgot.
Pack of chiclets.
My laptop. We brought laptops down there. I brought my stupid, my Kindle. What'd she forget? My Kindle? That's okay. I don't need to read anyway. And all of a sudden she goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, what? What'd you forget? She goes, everything. I'm like, what do you mean you forgot everything? She forgot our luggage. Because where we live, I live right next door to Jimmy. The protocol basically is you call a guy and he gets your luggage for you. Like it's a hotel.
You do?
You don't do that?
No, I bring my own luggage down. I don't let them touch my laptop bag.
Oh, I know. I don't let them touch my
Well,
stuff.
if it's a lot of luggage, for the most part, you're right. We bring our own luggage down the lobby, but because I went to work, a lot of luggage. She needs help. She calls a guy. He comes up and gets it like a hotel. And now she takes another elevator to get our car that's parked in the building. So what she did was she got in the car, and instead of going to the front of the building to pick up our luggage, she's like, "Oh, I'm in the car. Time to go to Atlantic City." Just takes off.
left.
I said
the guy. I talked to the guy at my building. When we finally got back, he goes, "Yeah, after 20 minutes, we just knew. We just knew she left without the luggage.
She left like she was stealing the truck."
So now I have a dilemma because I wanted to take a nap. Because everyone's tired
You're
after the
pretty
show.
much there, too. It's not
There's no way I could turn around. It wasn't, if we were halfway down, I'd suck it up and go, you know what, whatever. We still have time. We'll fucking go back and get the luggage. But I was looking at the Borgata. So now, in a panic, I'm like, I know. Kenny hasn't left with Jimmy yet. So I called those guys, and I just fucking missed them.
We were in the tunnel in traffic. Like it was like the tunnel was shut down because of something. There was a disabled bus,
right.
So we weren't moving. We were just sitting there, and so we were like, fuck, we're already committed.
Yeah,
we're there.
You're in.
Yeah, you're already on your way. I'm like, God, I missed him by like a half hour. And Jimmy lives right next to me. It would have been an easy little fucking thing to do.
Absolutely.
I would have been so happy.
For a small fee, I would have been happy to do that.
So now I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, we have nothing. She's got our hair products and this and that, and we have nothing. So I'm like, what are we going to do? Go down to Atlantic City and buy everything, which, I'm lucky enough I could do that. But then I'm like, where am I going to buy all this stuff? There's nowhere really to shop in the casino. They have a couple shops, but now I have to go like downtown Atlantic City to the outlet malls or something.
Hugo Boss suits or something.
Exactly.
That you're paying money for.
Exactly. So I'm like, holy shit, I know what I got to do. I got to talk someone into fucking coming down here with my goddamn luggage.
Can we, I would like to get the guys in here because I think it's important.
I'm like,
E-Rock coming here, please.
Yes, exactly.
I gotta talk someone into coming down with my luggage. I'm calling my building. I'm like, is there anyone there that's getting off work and wants to make some nice money? I mean, I was, because I'm already thinking the number in my head is easily $2,000 to get everything for the weekend. Easily. I was looking at a shirt because we did get down there early. I'm like, all right, I can wear this shirt. The shirt alone was $120. I'd still need jeans because I went down in dirty fucking sweatpants and then buying everything else. So I'm like, I gotta talk someone into coming down here with my luggage.
See, someone's saying called Club Soda Kenny, but Kenny was with
Jimmy.
Yeah, he was driving.
And they were already in the tunnel. Yeah.
And I just missed them, like I'm saying. That would have been an easy fix. So I think I got E-Rock on the phone first. I do believe. And I'm like, E-Rock.
You mean zero loyalty, E-Rock?
Yeah, exactly. Wow, did you fucking go down?
Oh, your point value plummeted.
And I'll tell you why it plummeted, because not only did E-Rock say no, he laughed at me. He fucking laughed at me.
Why would he help you? It's not like you gave him a gig in radio. What have you done for E-Rock?
Oh, damn.
He laughed at me.
Yeah, I had stuff to do. I couldn't make it down.
Like what?
I was finishing the weekend programming, and then I told him I couldn't.
I even said, fuck the weekend programming. I need my goddamn luggage.
What else do you have to do?
Well, at that time, I was finishing the weekend program. But
and like I said, fuck the weekend program.
Yeah. So he's like, you can come down for the weekend. I said, I can't because then I got to do Sam's show on Saturday night.
Besides put white stuff on your lips, what else did you have to do that moment? Like, you couldn't do it at that moment. What did you have to do?
Pretty much just the weekend stuff.
And then what? This is Friday afternoon now.
Yeah.
See, it's falling apart. Jimmy's got you.
He does.
The Sam show is Saturday night.
You basically had nothing to do except be inconvenienced by me.
So what'd you say?
So I said, I got to finish this, and I don't know if I can make it down to Atlantic City. Let me make a couple calls and find out.
Who'd you have to call?
My chick.
What do you have to say?
Why did you have to call your chick?
Because you invited her down, too, as the incentive. And I said, let me find out where she is. And she was in Philadelphia, so
you were totally willing to do it. And you really wanted to do it, but it was all contingent upon your girlfriend. Your wife.
I might have been stalling, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had no desire to help me out.
You actually gave him, like, I'll get back to you?
Yeah.
Twice.
And laughed. And now we're still driving because I'm looking at the Borgata. I'm stranded. I'm in the middle of nowhere's land. And I called Jimmy and Kenny. They're like, oh, dude, we'd love to turn around, but there's traffic in the tunnels. No fucking way. And now we're just driving on. Well, hopefully E-Rock will come through. I turned to I'm like,
you knew.
He's not coming through.
You knew he wasn't.
Who's next on our list?
So what happened? You called your girl. What'd she say?
She was in Philly. She couldn't make it out there.
Couldn't make it out. Why?
She was busy.
Doing?
Work.
And by the way, Philly's very close.
Philly is a hop, skip, and a jump.
A little over an hour.
She didn't have her car with her, so she wouldn't have been able to make it out.
So you're in New York.
I need my luggage.
When was she coming back?
Not till later that night.
Okay, so she's coming back that night.
Yeah.
So basically, you could have finished the weekend programming or just put it aside or give it to Sam and then shot down and either A, met your girl in Philly and driven her back since she didn't have her car, or B, had her take some kind of transportation and meet you in Atlantic City, which would have been a nice weekend for you.
Yeah, could have.
Oh, Steve from Bayshore is saying Opie should have told him he'd be staying in the Hellman's suite. That would have been a little more incentive.
Yeah, this kid loves mayonnaise, right?
Oh, Chip, shut up.
E-Rock laughed at me, and I knew he wasn't going to come through. He openly laughed at me. And then Kenny calls back, I got a good idea. Call Pat from Moonachie.
What?
And I'm like, by the time he gets down there, no offense, Pat, I'm sure he's listening. I need my luggage immediately. I can't deal with the luggage showing up at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. Because then I would have to go to dinner and possibly Jimmy show him my smelly, sweaty sweatpants.
Wait, just buy one outfit, like one. I have a big Borgata. Look at my sweatshirt's a Borgata sweatshirt.
Yeah, I could have done
phenomenal.
that. I could have done that.
Phenomenal.
So, anything else to the story, E-Rock? Are we done with you?
So E-Rock basically told the guy who pays his rent to go fuck himself at a time of need.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
No one needs you.
This was a once-in-a-lifetime type of situation that I really needed help with.
Well, here's the thing.
Every weekend.
I never officially told him no because I kept saying, let me find out, let me find out. No. Well, yeah, I did laugh, but I said, I didn't officially tell him no. I said, I'll have to find out. While I was trying to find out and stalling, he called somebody else.
Funny, E-Rock wasn't too busy with weekend programming when they went to go get wrestlers to sign stuff, was he?
That's right. What was that about?
No, just saying, other times he's got to get wrestlers to sign stuff.
Oh, I know.
He never said, I can't get the Hulkamaniac to sign this, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, I know.
When Comic-Con was here.
Yep. Why is your voice so...
Exactly.
I don't know.
Because he was screaming, fuck Opie, driving down the fucking parkway.
I think you know who brought my luggage at this point. Someone had a rough weekend.
Exactly.
I do remember E-Rock leaving the weekend programming on a Friday before because he wanted the $1 Million Man to sign his $1 Million title belt when Comic-Con was here.
If we could clear something up really quickly. Weekend programming probably amounts to about an hour and a half's worth of work.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does, Eric.
Okay, then you do it.
I used to, and I know how much time it takes.
I used to.
Not the way we do it, sorry.
No. Not the way we do it. What are you saying? Danny kind of rushed and was careless?
Well, yeah, you're right.
No,
I actually just did it instead of hanging around till 4 o'clock before I decided to fucking start doing something. I'm not shitting on you, Eric. I'm just fucking. Can we just have some fun and fuck around here on the
accusing you of
radio?
lollygagging. Yes. So what are you saying, E-Rock? And Danny didn't do it right. He wasn't thorough.
The way Danny did it to the way we do it now is totally different.
Yeah, now there's voice tracks.
Yeah. They make us voice track everything.
Okay.
So tack on.
So
another 2
basically,
minutes.
he told me to go fuck myself. That's
You really
clear.
did.
Yeah.
You took a situation that Opie needed help, and it wasn't one of these, could you go to the store and pick this up and bring it to me?
Yeah.
It was like a real favor, like a real friend kind of, hey, I need this. I know it's really inconvenient, but this proves like how close you are, and you took that and said, fuck you and shit on it.
No, I never said that.
Well, figuratively.
Yes.
Like if Opie would have called you and said, hey, look, Hulk Hogan's down here, and he's got a 2-bedroom suite, and he's looking for a friend to have some dinner with.
Well, he was
intercourse.
No, the problem E-Rock had was he was trying to make a weekend out of it. I'm like, fuck making a weekend out of it and calling your girl and stuff. Just get my fucking luggage down here. It's a 3-day weekend. You'll still have a good weekend.
It's true.
Yeah. Drive down with my luggage, drop it off, and get your stupid ass back to New York.
Shit.
I need my fucking luggage.
And you could have skipped the Sam and Dave show or special delivery if you wanted to, since you were helping the boss.
That's right. It would have worked out.
But, you know, somebody felt that the apple didn't need to be polished.
Nah. And E-Rock makes it sound like he never got back to me. I moved on because I knew what the answer was going to be. I'm like, fuck that. I got to get my fucking luggage.
E-Rock point value?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, believe it...
Sam point value?
But E-Rock point value, no good.
No good. So then I was this close to tweeting, could someone get my luggage? Then I'm thinking, there's going to be a fan just digging through my shit.
Yeah, that's what you want, the fucking listener.
Right.
Yeah. They won't go through your fucking favorites on your computer.
Right. It's on. Just digging through my shit. I'm like,
pictures posted all over websites.
Yeah. I'm like, this Twitter could finally work out and do something useful. I'm like, nah, maybe not.
Get your
not
shit
a good
stolen.
Idea. And the Pat from Menachie idea sucked because he has to come from Jersey, come back into the city. Then I'm like, it's not gonna work. So then I called Sam, and without hesitation,
Well,
yes,
you called, and I was hanging out with E-Rock at the time, and he hadn't said any of this, that he had laughed at you openly or anything like that. He hadn't even said the question had come up. And so I was like, oh, Opie's calling me, hang on.
Listen
and he,
voice. Jimmy, why do you think his voice is bad?
I want to know why.
Why do you think his voice is so bad?
For the entire ride down, screaming, fuck Opie. And the entire ride back when he had his girl just screaming, I ain't taking this shit no more. Special delivery is going to take off and fuck him. I ain't luggage boy. Everyone's calling me bitch, luggage bitch boy. I'm a luggage cuckold. I'm a luggage cuckold.
But for the record, if you think my voice is bad now, you should have heard me struggling through special delivery on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way. Yeah, obviously, Sam brought my luggage down. You know that by
how
now.
appropriate that the show is called Special Delivery. That's what he does.
It's a perfect name for your radio show.
Fetch my underpants.
I saw Sam the morning before he left Atlantic City, and he couldn't talk at all.
Why? I don't know what happened. Because, well, you know how you
Were
guys...
you going, Blackjack? No?
No.
Well, first of all, back to what I was saying a minute ago, I go, oh, Opie's calling me. And E-Rock laughs, and he goes, huh, I know what this is about.
Oh, making fun of me.
Wow.
Really.
Just mocking
In
the
my
boss.
time of need.
And then that's when I found out. Like, I got off the phone, I was like, dude, I think I'm going to Atlantic City. And he goes, yeah, he called me. I laughed.
Is that true, E-Rock?
Yes,
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
yes, it is.
You know what kind of payback you're going to get? You are a dumb man.
And then I had to get myself...
I don't forget shit.
Oh, Steve from Bay Shore saying, Sam was screaming, I don't deserve this shitty treatment. I'm half white.
Although I will say this, because my agent was ill, we had a nice room for Sam. I hope he didn't convince you that he paid for it. That was a room from us. I said, look, Sam, I'll get you a suite for the night.
Way to throw me under the bus. That's how I sweeten the deal, you
You got a
motherfucker.
free room?
He said, I'll get you a room. We're getting you a room now.
Yeah. That was from my agent. My agent was sick with the flu. You're welcome for the suite.
That was the
he gets a
sick
suite at
agent
Borgata.
suite.
Yeah.
Yes.
So walk us through it, Sam. So then I called you.
Yeah, so then he called, and he was like, first, he picks up, he's like, hey, Sam, you still at work? And I go, yeah, I figured he wanted me to, change something on his YouTube or, add something into the weekend programming or something.
Something easy.
But it was actually just to find out if I was still in the city. So he goes, how long are you going to be there? And I was like, I don't know until, everything gets done.
When did you realize there was a problem? Was it the two questions starting off? This is called the I'm going to paint this motherfucker into a corner. So where's your car? Oh, it's here. Okay, 3 down. He's removing every excuse you could have.
I wasn't born yesterday, my friend.
Then he goes,
I know how to work this shit.
you want to make $300?
Okay. It turned out to be whatever.
And I go,
how much normally do you get?
What do you mean?
Like if he says, do you want to make X amount, and it's just going to be a quick blowjob, how much does that normally? Pop this in your mouth, Jim.
Jesus.
But I go, yes. And he goes,
because this place doesn't pay, Sam.
And he goes, okay, here's the story. And he tells me the story. And he goes, so I need you. And he didn't tell me about the room. So he goes, I need you to drive down.
Well, we were still trying to figure that out. I didn't know what was. As we make the jokes, we weren't really sure because it was a sold out fucking weekend down there.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to be driving down and driving right back. And then he said, we can maybe get you a room, blah blah blah. You stay for dinner, da da da. And I was like, Yeah, okay. It was
Were you psyched about it?
No. And then,
no, of course not. Because just like us, he gets up early and he just wants to go home and sleep.
And Opie's over there going, I need to get my nap. I can't nap because I don't have my luggage. And I'm like, well, I can't nap because I have to bring you your luggage and drive to Atlantic City. Plus, that morning, my girlfriend had texted me and said, you know what we should do tonight? And I said, what? Aww. And she said, we should just...
Act like slaves? Well... What luck.
She goes, we should order pizza to the apartment, sit at home, watch movies, and just relax, just have a night in. I go, that's a great idea. We're going back and forth. What DVDs are we going to watch at home? Da-da-da. And all of a sudden...
A nice romantic night.
I'm like, look, let me
just the two of you.
Let me just talk to Jess. I'll call you right back.
Boy.
And Hope's like, okay, yeah. I text her. I'm like, Jess, we got to go to Atlantic City. She's like, no, we don't.
Oh, shit.
She goes, no, they can call someone else. Because Opie's wife had already been talking to her. She goes, they can call someone else.
Wow.
And I go, no, E-Rock laughed at them. We got to just go. We're just going to go.
That's not how that went. It was, what the fuck do you want me to do? The guy's my boss. He helps me out. He's trying to get me a raise. He treats me good. I can't say no.
I go, they're going to get us a room. We got to. She's like, I'm at work. I'm at work until 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah. Well, I mean, you got to drive down or do something. Just come to Atlantic City. We're going to have a room. I'm just going to go.
Why couldn't she just see you the next day?
She doesn't like sleeping alone in the apartment.
Aw,
it's adorable.
Yeah. She didn't, and we had plans. She
Absolutely. At least it's not an unhealthy codependent relationship. Where will you be?
You also, I work.
Good.
Please don't tell him that she had to get on a bus really late Friday night just to join
wait
that.
until you hear that.
She doesn't want to sleep in the apartment, but she had to go to Brownsville and get a fucking bus. That's good.
No, she had to go to the Port Authority for real.
Port Authority, which
on
is
a Friday night.
The fucking dregs of
Late
society.
Friday night.
Well, I work every Saturday night, so she didn't want me to be gone all weekend again. Our weekends are few and far between. So
no, they're not. They come
Holy shit.
But not for me because I work on Saturdays.
Someone is saying, and you know what? A fact is a fact. E-Rock was getting even for the Stones concert when Opie left him in the parking lot.
Wow.
That's going back.
That's someone that's lingering longer.
No, I'm not that smart to think of that.
You forgot all about the time
No, I did, but I didn't think that.
When someone says revenge is a dish best served cold,
Right.
he just hears dish best served cold and he just stop because wait. Gestapo.
Gestapo? You mean gazpacho?
Yes.
You said Gestapo.
Sorry, sitting next to you is rubbing off on me.
Gestapo too.
Blackjack!
Blackjack.
The Warsaw Ghetto!
Blitzkrieg.
E-Rock, what do you remember from the Rolling Stones show?
Being after the concert, being left in the parking lot at the Meadowlands, trying to find my way home.
And believing that we're somewhere in one of these cars
How did you
waiting
get
for
home?
you.
Wound up taking one of those really late buses after most of the crowd was gone.
I just left them. I couldn't wait around anymore. Wow. Fucking left them. Jesus.
Well, then Jess starts texting me and saying, well, just wait for me to get off work. And I go, I can't. Because Opie said he needed his luggage by the time dinner comes at 5:30.
I believe the word Opie used was pronto.
Lickety split.
Yeah.
He said he had to have his luggage by 5:30 because that was when the reservations were going to be.
And I'll be napping, and hopefully you'll be there in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was happy. And so had her stress from work, and she was trying to figure out, but I was like, look, I'm going to go. And so I went and got his luggage. And then I started getting all these Twitter messages because Opie's decided to post on Twitter that everybody should ask me to come and bring his bags.
A little peer pressure.
And so everybody's Twittering me, hey, Sam, on your way back from AC, could you come by my house and fix me a cup of coffee? Hey, could you walk my dog? Which was terrific.
You should have done one of those. It would have been a good Twitter bit.
Yeah. So I drove the 2.5 hours and got to Atlantic City, at which point Jess was still trying to figure out if she was going to get there, because she just said, well, I don't want to drive because then we'll have 2 cars, and I don't even know how to get there. She's not good at driving. And so she ended up she works in Greenwich. So she had to drive home to Westchester.
Oh, my God.
Then get on the Metro North to the city.
Which is like a 40-minute train ride, 45 minutes.
Then get on the subway to the bus stop. What's it called?
Port Authority.
Port Authority. And then get on a bus from the Port Authority to Atlantic City, which got off at the Tropicana, and then take a cab.
Tropicana is the furthest point in Atlantic City away from the Borgata.
It was also really nice of you and Keith at dinner when I brought this up to claim that the Tropicana was an hour away from
we said it was an hour away.
Which is not true. It was 7 minutes, as
we said
Google
an hour.
Maps said. And also
torturing him.
Claim that there was no possible way that Jess could get off this bus without being... if not murdered, then brutally raped.
Yeah. Well, when you leave Port Authority to Atlantic City, you're not getting real top-of-the-line people, is what we're saying.
She found a smartly dressed, middle-aged black woman to sit next to, and she was just fine the entire way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Okay, all right.
But, I mean, once we got there, it was just time to milk as much money out of Opie as humanly possible.
Oh, yeah? How'd that work?
They did well.
As soon as
they did well, trust
Jess
me.
got there, I had her calculate her travel expenses.
So I had to pay that.
Which was $52.
What do you mean you flew first class? $52.
So you got $52?
And I sat down at the table and said, Opie, 52. And just started pointing at Jess.
But you should have said 100. I wouldn't have known.
And then...
I think you weren't smart as far
Opie
as that
gave me
goes.
money to gamble.
Okay.
At which point I told him I was already ahead. I wouldn't
how much
be
was
gambling.
that?
It was $300. He gave me a full $300.
Okay.
But I told him I wasn't going to be gambling.
Plus expenses, plus a few meals, plus
Then he
the
paid
room
for
thing,
it.
I guess, technically.
Plus a job, Ope.
Plus a job, sure.
Made him pay for all the meals.
What?
The meal. Well, actually, not all the meals, but most of them. We
What are you talking
Well, the
about?
first one was paid for by
Jimmy's people.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Jim's people.
but you weren't Jim and his manager split the first one. If my manager had to convince you guys he paid for that, I'll fucking spit on his monogram
I
shirt.
threw in a $300 tip on that, by the way, cash.
I was annoyed my manager allowed you to do that, because if I was there, you would not have.
It was a pleasure to do.
No, I would not have allowed that.
I just want it known that's what happened.
Me and Jonathan split that, and then I found fucking Chisler Jonathan. I found out poor Anthony had to put in for the tip. You don't fucking make your friends pay for the tip.
Hand me a bag of shells.
All right, still.
And had a nice
If
weekend.
Anthony was
And had a nice week.
You don't make Anthony pay for the tip. You just tell him to fucking tell them, look, that it's for him. So they just give it to him for free. Stupid manager.
You forgot to tell him what I did when you showed up with my luggage. By the way, but I made videos of all this on my YouTube channel.
It was real nice. He figured after I drove that he would send Kenny down to the lobby to bring me up. That he wouldn't.
Well, Kenny's always the better person to get people.
So Kenny brought me to his room, at which point Opie decided that was the time to make a nice Twitter video.
After he's been
I really felt like being in a Twitter video at that point.
Uh-huh.
So because Opie had gotten his 1 hour nap in, I had used that time to drive to bring him his luggage. And he opened the door with his little cell phone video camera on and said, thanks for the luggage, and took all the luggage and slammed the door on my face.
Oh, okay.
Which was perfect. Exactly what I wanted to do. Also, the irony wasn't lost that now I was in Atlantic City with no luggage. Because he couldn't.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because he couldn't go home and get any clothes. He told me I couldn't go home.
Yeah, he had to leave from
because
work.
He needed his luggage.
So what did you do?
So
he was down there with
no fucking luggage. Pack whatever you can. But Jess had no time to pack anything because she had to make the train to the subway to the bus to the cab.
So what did you two do with no clothes?
Well, Jess made sure to pack her clothes, but there was not too many Sam clothes in the bag.
Holy shit.
I just,
oh my God.
I wore what I had on.
Oh my
Let me paint the
God.
different pictures of the two hosts. Ope's room is a little Twitter video going on of Sam. In your room, there's fucking bumper cars and alcoholism.
Bumper cars.
There's a fucking there's a woman with a fucking severed leg while you ride around with her health vehicle, throwing shots, flaming shots at each other, setting the curtains on fire. And Opa's waiting for his blanket so he can take a nappy before Din Din.
Look, we got some fucked up personalities in this room. What can I tell you?
How does this show work?
I don't know.
That's hysterical.
And in my stupid fucking brain, it was all logical.
It
was all logical that Sam should be in Atlantic City with no luggage and I should have all my luggage.
Especially since you know that Sam and Dave show that Eric had to get back here for?
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah.
That would be the Sam part.
That's your show.
And my voice started going throughout the night, and I guess being in a smoky casino was not the best thing.
Not a fan that they brought that smoking back.
You needed a lozenge.
Not a fucking fan.
Baby boy needed a clean room and a lozenge.
I didn't have time to pack any lozenges.
Oh, someone should have gotten them for you.
Yeah, some lozenges.
You should have charged Opie for them. $200 for lozenges. I'm going to tell you, it's a casino.
And then I sent Jess off to play the slot machines with Opie's wife and told her, we both know who should be paying for these slot machines.
How'd they do?
I think they were up, but they were up,
Yeah.
They weren't making Kumia money.
Well,
Sam, I here. This will hurt.
Uh-oh.
Here.
Cool. That's the room.
Give him that extra $100. Jesus Christ. All right, I get it. I saw. Take the $100.
Then he gave me like $20 for parking.
Ooh, okay.
Which was
I gave you more than that, didn't I?
Well, no, you gave me more for gas. Then 20 for parking, which was $5, by the way. But that 20's gone.
Okay, nice. Good scam. Good one.
And yeah, I had to leave early Saturday afternoon to make sure. But the guilt didn't stop because I go, Opie, where am I going to hang out? Because I'll get back several hours before the show, but I'm not going to go back to work. And he goes, okay, do you guys want to hang out in my apartment? while we're in Atlantic City before your show.
Did you just fuck all over the place?
So Jess and me went to Opie's apartment for like 3 hours.
Look,
I bet it looks like you have a cornflake on your pillow now. You see the asshole print on the pillow?
Just rubbed his ass on my pillow. Sam knows how to work it.
But yeah.
Don't let him fool you.
I mean, I say I walked out of there a winner. But yeah, I had no voice for the show on Saturday.
No, huh?
No.
Poor bastard.
Well, it's tough for me, too. I mean, I had to share a limo with like 5 other people.
Yeah.
A super stretched limo. What do you think? It's 1,000 feet long? I mean, still.
Sucked.
There was luggage in there.
Yeah,
crushes and stuff.
That's another thing.
And they don't have any real meal food in there. It's like fucking peanut M&Ms and stuff.
In the limo.
Yeah. It's just like, and like, they don't even have like big sodas. They're just like all little ones.
Yeah.
That's
These guys decided to have a great fucking dessert night. They had dessert night when I was hibernating, and what did you guys get?
We got everything.
Like
everything,
they brought in chocolate ice cream and peanut butter cups and chocolate and fucking all kinds of shit.
Yay.
And they sat there mowing down on this garbage.
Well, that was when Ant was he was hibernating, and we just didn't know what to do with ourselves that night. So
I had to wait 45 minutes for my shitty oatmeal.
What are you kidding? By the time I hung the phone up, ding dong, food's in.
What do you mean? You didn't call Butler service?
Yeah, the butler will bring it.
But Danny, a limo is still a lot better than Sam. You guys didn't have it equally.
Oh, it was so uncomfortable.
Literal chip.
You also have to realize that my Jeep Wrangler, my 2-door Jeep Wrangler,
driven by a rump one.
Stephen S. from Bayshore. He's looking at the videos I posted. He goes, the only way that video would have been better is if you chipped one of Sam's teeth when the door slammed.
My 2-door Jeep Wrangler was also chock full because Opie doesn't exactly pack light for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
He had 2 big suitcases, one that was so full it couldn't zip, so I just had to carry it without stuff spilling out of it.
What the hell are you bringing for
a 1.5 day trip?
As well as like 3 dry clean shirts.
I needed
and
choices.
a leather jacket.
I needed choices.
Everything fit in my backpack.
I needed choices.
Exactly. 2 shirts and a liver.
If you saw the last episode of Jersey Shore, the situation went to Atlantic City with like 4 outfits for one night.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was weird because I saw it after I brought Opie's luggage. I was like,
okay, now it makes sense. That's hysterical. Holy shit.
I got to buy a bigger bag.
Who had more stuff, you or the chick?
No, the girl always will.
Yeah?
More stuff.
I was assuming the giant bag was the wife's bag.
All right. And it's because of my OCD. I can't fucking make a decision. So I'm like, just bring it all.
Luckily,
it's not even. I don't even end up using anything.
You got to make yourself just go. Look, 2 nights, bring 2 shirts. That's it.
But then I'm like, I like that shirt too, and I like that one. It's not about having real choices down there. It's my OCD fucking brain. I can't just pick a couple things and throw it in a bag.
Luckily,
and I can't pack the night before, which drives Kenny nuts.
You should just do it. Make yourself do it.
I can't do it.
What will happen if you do it?
Crazy.
What would happen?
I just work under pressure better. I just can't do it.
I love packing the night before.
I can't do it because then I'm like, and then in the morning I start looking at my stuff and then go, all right, what can I change up here?
Never.
And then I end up using none of it. I was in my sweatpants. No offense, Sam, you didn't even have to come down.
Oh,
I spent the whole weekend in my sweatpants.
No offense.
Yeah, now, you had nice boots on when I saw you. You look like you.
No, but I had some nice sneakers and my sweatpants that I wore the whole weekend, except for when I went to your show, and then I had a fucking pair of jeans and a shirt. That's all I used in that whole thing.
Lucky for
and a
me,
toothbrush.
Once I got there, I really didn't have a lot of struggling as to what outfit to wear. I just wore the one I put on at 4:30 in the morning on Friday, and then I came to work in it.
See, that's a much easier life, Sam. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, and then he goes,
I wish I could do that.
I had to nap because I got up at 5 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, that's like getting up at 3 o'clock and then having to drive to Atlantic City.
Yeah. Oh.
Are you rubbing it in?
No, I'm just kind of painting a picture.
Okay.
I didn't get the chance to nap in the limo.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I could have sent the car for Jess, and she could have stayed in our suite and everything.
Why
and it would
couldn't
have
you
been
just
fine.
sent the car and she could have stayed in my room?
Nah, because if I'm going to send the car, she can hang out and nice dinners and everything in the room.
Well,
You
I'm
know,
glad you
just
took the
things like
bus
that.
then.
Massage table.
The bus was
the best moment when Sam was down there, though, you forgot it. We're all at dinner. Sam got to go to the big dinner.
Yeah.
And we're all ordering big boy food. Real
yeah.
nice pieces of fish and pasta dishes that are a little fancier than usual, and some nice apps and nice glass of wine. And Sam's pizza comes out.
Sam got a pizza.
It looked so out of place at this dinner.
It was an Italian place, and margarita pizza was on the menu, not the children's menu, the menu.
So then Aunt decides, well, it must be Sam's birthday if he's having a pizza.
Yeah.
So then we were singing "Happy Birthday" to Sam.
Yes.
For, I don't know, an hour straight or
Which
something.
is exactly.
And he started screaming at the top of his lungs. That's why you lost your voice. He started screaming, "It's not my birthday."
And the waitress just kept coming over. Oh, happy birthday, by the way. And it was just like, I just drove here. I was at work, and now I'm here. And
bastard.
And what's this picture you're showing me, Danny?
That's all my desserts.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Let's say hi to
like disgusting pigs too.
Let's say hi to Chip. Chip.
Hey, I was listening. You guys read my tweet. I said, hey, Sam, I forgot all my stuff. Maybe you could come bring it to me. And I left some potatoes at home.
Some potatoes at home. What is that even? I don't know. Let's go to Connecticut. Who's this from Connecticut?
Steve from Connecticut.
Hi, Steve. What do you got?
Hey, Sam's first book is going to be entitled Satan Wears Levi's. He's going to change his name to Ramon Stepping on Luggage.
You know what the best part about singing Happy Birthday to Sam at the end when we all went, what race are you?
Let's go to Footer. Footer!
Yo, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck does beautiful, sexy, perfect-ass, great smile Jess get out of all this? I mean, fucking Sam, honestly, what are you doing? You're gonna fucking lose that hot piece of ass.
She had a good time. Yeah, that's the thing. She had a good time once she was there, but from 1:30 p.m. when I found this out until 8 p.m. when she got on the bus, it was just me texting saying, don't worry, it's going to be fun, it's going to be fun, don't worry, we'll just do this, it'll be fun, it'll be fun, don't worry.
Justify it to her.
Don't worry, we'll have a good time, free hotel room, it'll be fun, it'll be fun.
Hey, Sam, do you realize you put your girl on the same fucking track that like a hooker on a Friday night would jump at Port Authority and go, you know what? I need some extra money. So let me hit AC to hit the high rollers. You put your chick on a hooker cruise.
Jesus, Footer.
Well,
you did. The hooker bus.
right, though, man.
She ended up not going to prostitution. She got in a cab
Jesus.
to the Tropicana.
You know of.
I know of. Jess is a sweet girl, but I know she wanted to motherfuck me. She wanted to say, you know, motherfucker, enough.
She was.
Oh, you're the boss, though. Oh, you're the boss.
Well.
Sam is a fucking, no offense, Sam, but you're a nobody.
None taken.
Oh, I thought I was going to call him something else.
All right.
Sam, you're
You certainly acted like one.
Jesus.
That's right. Why don't you shuffle up here with my luggage?
All right, I guess that's the.
I gotta pee.
I guess that's the luggage story, huh? Fuck you, fuck you, Iraq. By the way, fuck you.
Yeah, Iraq.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You one-way motherfucker.
Exactly.
And by the way, he's
Not even because he said no. Sam, you could have said no in the end. I just want to make that perfectly clear. It would have been a drag. But Iraq didn't even. He just laughed at me.
Didn't try to help the boss.
Just laughed and said, "I'll get back to you," and I couldn't wait any longer. And that's the reason why I had to move on, because you weren't getting back to me. Because you didn't think it was an emergency like I did.
And on Saturday, by the way, that he had to get back for, he still didn't get to the 9 p.m. Sam and Dave show until about 8:30 p.m.
Well, he must have been busy preparing all day.
Yeah.
I run your board. What was I supposed to do?
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh, too busy.
Now you're not saying it was very important or would have taken a lot of time.
Skipped AC for it.
Yep.
Skipped out on the boss.
All right, we'll do some other things. We didn't even talk about Jimmy's mom and dad coming, and
What's nothing to talk about?
well, you exchange gifts and stuff.
I want to hear about some of the gifts that he got.
Yeah, we want to hear about the gifts your mom.
I would like at one point to cover what Jay said last night on. He explained everything about the instead of all these.
Yep.
And by the way, when I watched this thing because he's explaining what happened in his own words. And so I Twittered that, watched that, and then someone Twitters back, I hope you're not like a sycophant or whatever that was. It's like, dude, I'm just telling you to listen to the guy explain himself. Like, what?
Yeah, what?
What the fuck is wrong with people? There's no way to explain things where people just understand what you're saying. There's always going to be a couple of fucking dummies.
You see the Conan rally yesterday in the rain?
No.
Holy shit, getting a lot of attention.
I have nothing but
Conan came out in the
good
rain
luck
to say thank you very much.
Yeah.
They had Pope mobiles and everything.
Good.
It's members of the show in Pope mobiles driving by the rally.
It's very cool.
The Conan people have a lot of energy.
They do, and they're loyal fans and they're good fans. Jay just has more
Now,
of them.
Jay had a much bigger audience than Conan did, but
Jay had a bigger audience than
I guess they're
Letterman
not-
and Conan.
Yeah. I guess they're not proactive.
Dude, very
in this
rarely
situation.
are people proactive like that. Like it's people who are usually being negative that are proactive. Or Conan's fan base is probably younger than Jay's, and they're more computer people.
Right.
So,
all right, we'll get into the whole Jay thing. We'll get into what Jimmy got for Christmas. They exchanged gifts finally.
Oh, I'll bring the bag in tomorrow that my fucking parents brought to the Borgata, full of gifts. I have a bunch of shirts that I'm going to bring in.
Did you wake up your poor parents just so they could exchange gifts?
No, we did it that night. I did it at night.
At night? Okay.
Yeah. I have to piss badly.
All right, we'll do that, and we'll continue. Thanks, Sam. Fuck you, Iraq.
How'd it go in Atlantic City this weekend?
It was great. My favorite part was seeing you.
Oh,
I was happy we got to spend some time together. Who knew that Andy gambled and cursed as loudly in a casino as he does?
Yeah, he's got a bad
a
side.
wild man.
You might be thinking of Anthony. I'm not sure.
Oh, Anthony's from Opie and Anthony. He has a pillow that he screams into. It was like watching The Bad Lieutenant and Barfly. What an animal.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony show. Of course, Norton was on Red Eye last night with our friends Andy Levy and Greg Gutfeld and Bill. What's Bill's last name there, Jimmy?
Bill Schultz.
Bill Schultz. Yeah, I know that. It just escaped me for a moment. So, Andy was a lot of fun to hang out with. A lot of fun. Big hockey fan. I did not know that about Andy Levy. Big Islanders fan, which was nice. So he'll be going to a game, which means Stephen S. from Bayshore out. Not necessarily out. Just moves down the list of potential people to bring to the Islanders game.
Yes, he does.
As they do exactly what I told everybody, that they would have a much better second half of the season. Shutting out the Devils last night. DP with a freaking shutout. First time in, I don't know, almost 2 years. 4-0.
Double penetration? What?
Yeah, double penetration, yes.
Yeah.
Rick, double penetration and goal there. What were we? So Jimmy's parents went to Atlantic City to see.
Yes, they did.
To see Jimmy.
Their baby boy.
And that's the only time I guess your parents get to see you, because they moved pretty far away from little Jimmy. They live close to Atlantic City.
Yeah, they see me during the year, but not as much as they do this time of year. I always have them come to the Borgata because it's convenient for them, and I'm on the road so much. It's hard for them to get, when am I going to see my parents? I'm a terrible son, what can I tell you? I'm a sex addict and a disappointment.
You're wonderful, and I'm sure they love you.
They do, and they like coming to see me, but I always know we're going to exchange gifts while I'm down in AC. So that's what we do.
How do you say you're a terrible son?
No, I'm not a terrible son. I just,
Right.
I'm gone a lot, and I'm busy, and I'm not as attentive as I should be.
It's tough to go out of your way to go see them.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, and, I work
have
every
a lot
night.
of free time.
Especially since Jay's show started. And literally, I have been constantly working on material that is ultimately just going to be burned on the show and not get to, it's going to be burned.
So, I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Well, it depends.
You can stop me.
No!
Jimmy's mom was backstage after Saturday's show. By the way,
the whoring around with the black guy, she was joking.
By the way, Jimmy killed. I was at both shows Friday and Saturday. Friday's crowd was mellow, but they were into it.
Yeah.
Saturday, they were animals. Same material, and a great crowd reaction both nights. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Saturday, much better because I guess
Absolutely.
Because I guess Friday's crowds are a little weird because they're a little tired from working all
Friday's crowds, and this is the they asked Steve Martin why he stopped doing stand-up. He goes, Late Show Friday. And it's like, it's legendary. But they were not a bad crowd. They were just a little more subdued because, again, they work all week. They come out. It's just a little bit more subdued, especially in a casino because that's the day they arrive. And, I always know because Amy Schumer works with me a lot.
Funny.
She's hilarious.
Funny comic,
and
by
she
the way.
fucking kills my audiences, and she's not cutesy. She's just a funny...
No, she is cutesy. But her material isn't.
No. Physically, she's attractive, but I mean, her material is not cutesy on stage.
No,
she's
not at
fucking,
all.
does abortion and miscarriage joke, and she's funny off stage. So I can always tell, like, she thought they were, she was like, yeah, they were a little bit tight, but not. So whenever I see her set, I kind of can gauge what the crowd is.
Yeah.
And Saturday was just a better night for both
So
of us.
then your parents were there Saturday night, and after the show, they're talking, and then Jimmy's mom's like, I got you Christmas gifts. And I don't know, you said something like, maybe Kenny could go get them for me. And she's like, she got so bummed because she wanted little Jimmy, her little son, that will always be probably 12 years old in her eyes, to open up the gifts in front of her. That's all she wanted from her son.
I don't want my parents buying me gifts. It's like...
But it makes them happy.
I know that, but you know what? Let's have dinner. I don't want them spending their money.
By the way, this is coming from the guy that hasn't talked to his mom in over a year. So, I'm a jerk too. But
No, I love my parents, and I like them, too. Not just love them, I like them. But I don't want them spending any of their fucking money. I'm like, just get me a card, not even a gift card. Just sign it.
Oh.
Card. And your mother always told me, enunciate those D's.
But your mom was sad. She's like, she goes to me, I just want him to open up the gifts in front of me.
So I said this. Kenny was,
it was a big moment.
Here's what's going to happen. Kenny and my dad went to the car to get the gifts. I went upstairs to my room with my mom and, my suite. So we sat in the living room of my suite. And my dad, Kenny, came up with a bag that is literally how I'm 5'11", so it's probably up to my. I'm trying to squeeze. It's on me somewhere. Lying by 5 inches. The bag comes up to almost my chest. And it has a giant fucking faggot Christmas penguin on it or something. Or some Christmas snowman. And it's green. And, there's Christmas gifts for me and my chick. And it was humiliating. And I had to open the Christmas gifts. And they were better this year than normal.
Oh, but still,
But I
hate opening Christmas gifts.
Despise. Axe cologne. Like, what am I in the fucking Jersey Shore? They got me Axe body spray, and they got me a Nautica cologne.
Oh,
yeah, which is really cool. It's great. I spray it in the bathroom to cover my shit fumes.
They're listening to this show.
Exactly. Hint. I'm a gentleman. If you want to buy me cologne, go to Hermes. So we had.
What other gifts did you get?
A couple of T-shirts, which I actually liked. They got my girlfriend Paris Hilton cologne, which is perfume, which is great, because I'm dating apparently a 13-year-old girl. And they gave her, not far off, they gave her
that's why I wasn't
Paris Hilton perfume.
It's like, I thought she was a little older, but it fits.
What else did they give me? The Nautica. They gave me the Axe body spray. 2 shirts, a gray one and a black one, which I liked. A couple of collar shirts, which were nice. Actually, a black, shiny, no wrinkle collar shirt.
Permanent press.
Yeah. And it was so itchy. I have to have it dry cleaned. I couldn't wear it. Neck's a little too small, so we'll see how long that one makes it in the Norton household.
Shit.
Shiny, no wrinkle shirt. What else did they?
Shit, we're assholes.
No, you're not. What else?
all
did they?
are just
I'm trying to go over the gifts,
assholes.
the other gifts.
What'd you get her?
A book on serial killers.
Nice. You like the serial killer thing?
Sure, I do. And who needs to go online and look at them all over the place when you can hold a book that will be outdated in 2 days? A book about serial killers. A couple other things.
Wow, they got you a lot of stuff, Jimmy.
They got me a sweatshirt, which I liked.
Nice.
There was some sailing, USA sailing team.
Like you're on a sailing team?
Yeah, but I liked it. It was a cool sweatshirt. Like, I'll wear it.
I knew there was going to be someone. Hold on a minute. Dave in Indiana.
Dad from...
As soon as you said it, I knew someone would be calling right away. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
I feel like such a loser because Nautica and Axe body spray is exactly what I wear. I'm shitting all over it.
Oh, I'm not shitting on it. I mean, it's good stuff, but you know.
You know.
What do you want me to tell you?
It's okay, Jimmy. I love you anyway.
I'm giving a lot of my
All right,
old
Dave.
shirts, by the way. My girlfriend went ballistic over my shirts and how fucking hard. She just attacked me for how horrible most of my shirts are.
But she's sending the pictures to everybody, Jimmy.
Well, we're going to take photos of me.
Did I see
in
one,
the shirts?
Did I see a shirt where you had the buttons had little flames on them?
Yes, that was the one that Colin informed me I look like a Cuban domino player in.
Just little flames on the buttons. That's it. The rest of the shirt, I think, was normal. Like it was a black, I think, collar or dark blue.
Yeah, it was a dark
I'm
shirt, and it
colorblind,
had
so I
the
don't
two
know.
blue stripes down each side. It had fucking like electric blue stripes. I'm gonna bring them in and give them the Bobo. The shirts because they're a lot of them my parents gave me over last year's. I'm like, where's this one from? Oh, it's a Nautica button up. That was 2 years ago, Christmas. So we're gonna see what Bobo, starting his new comedy career, could do with some shirts. on Friday.
Wow, yeah. Well, that's not very nice.
I'm going to
of
give
you.
some close-up. Maybe the staff may want some. Danny or Sam or Travis or Butcher or one of our interns may want to look snazzy and see some of my snazzy shirts.
Yeah, let's
Very
do a little
nice of
fashion
you.
show with
Yeah,
your
I
shirt.
think
man.
we should.
One of our interns was mugged this morning, so maybe that would cheer him up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we'll get into the Love Buzz story. I mean,
Yeah.
too much to do today, but Love Buzz got mugged on the way in today.
Mugged.
One of our new interns that we introduced to you guys, I think,
Yes.
last week. But let's do a fashion show, and you can tweet the pics, because a lot of people saying you got to tweet this shit.
I'm going to.
All right, good.
And I'm going to. I want to take some photos of myself in the shirts.
Yeah.
They're not good.
Where'd you get your parents?
I gave them a gift certificate.
For a restaurant?
For Macy's. No, I gave them a gift certificate.
nice.
I didn't know what to get them. I gave my sister and my
nice.
nephew cash. Buy what you want. And,
good.
you know,
Yeah,
I'm not a
that's always
good,
the
I don't
easy
do a
one.
lot of gift shopping. Here's the money. Go get whatever you fucking want.
It comes down to here's the money. Just do what
I
you
would
want
rather
with
just
it.
get cash, too. For my parents, I don't want anything. My sister gave me a Cowboys t-shirt, which was nice. It's like, I don't want them spending a lot of money on me. I really don't. It's like, keep your money and buy yourself stuff. I don't want it.
Well, they're
A
just...
little card is nice. That's nice.
Yes.
Or how about dinner? We'll go out to dinner.
Oh, that's good. All right.
But I feel bad they spend money, man. It's like,
Yeah, I know. That's
I don't
what-
want them. They won't let
I
me
feel
give them
the same
money,
way.
and
It just makes them happy.
I know,
Because
but-
they go out and try to find stuff that you would like.
Yeah.
What else they got to
They
do?
fail
They're
miserably.
retired. What are they supposed to do?
They fail
They're supposed to
miserably
find
at finding
buffets.
stuff I like.
They have to find buffets and shop for
They
their
don't know
son.
what I like.
Yeah, that's weird. The parents just don't know what you like.
I have no idea.
All of a sudden you hit an age and they just don't know what you like.
Yeah,
anymore.
as a kid,
they usually get it right. Well, then
yeah,
again, you're
you
giving them the
ask.
fucking list from
Hey,
Santa.
I want toys, I want this.
Right.
And then you get a little older and they start getting you stuff you just kind of need, like underwear and socks and things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
And then they figure out, well, he's got his underwear and socks, now I got to get him, like, clothes. And they see you, they know what you wear, but between the eyes and the fucking brain, they just can't figure it out.
John from Bayville says we should do a sweater show. Can we get some trumpeters, please?
Maybe we can get the Big Fish Bowl.
That's funny. Accordion players are some horrible
Can we
fucking
get
instruments.
trumpeters for the Jimmy Norton shirt
the only way to
fashion
do
show?
it.
All right. All right, whatever. So let's get into the Jay and Conan thing, and then we got to get into the Haiti stuff, and then we got to talk about Ricky Gervais on the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I want
He fucking killed on the Golden Globes.
There's been a lot of speculation as to what's going on with Jay and Conan. I've been saying it for a long time. Like, look, this was not. It wasn't like Jay said, "Hey, I want to give up the Tonight," you know. And it's like last night I got an email from one of his producers, who's a buddy of mine, Bob, who just said, "Hey, just Jay goes through a good explanation in the second segment tonight. You might want to watch it just to see it," you know. And I tweeted it because I'm like, you know, if the guy's going to explain from the horse's mouth, you know, it's like
Yeah,
everyone speculates.
This is the guy.
And then someone twitters me, yeah, but it doesn't matter what Jay says. Of course it does, you fucking idiot. He's one of the guys involved.
Yeah, one of the main guys. And Jay was very quiet up until now. Conan got his letter out, and finally Jay said, you know what? All right, I'm going to tell everybody what this is all about. No jokes, I don't think. He went pretty serious, right?
I did not hear it. I read the transcript. I thought it was great. It was very honest. And I guess I imagine he's justifiably sick of just fucking idiots and these shitty critics who have... again, I'm very pro-Leno, obviously. And the fact, though, you can't say it's right. The way people are saying, well, they didn't give Conan enough time. Which is true. More time might have helped them. Not one of those people is saying it about Jay.
Right.
By the second episode, critics had said, oh, he sucks, it's failing, it's terrible. Not one of them.
Ratings drop 50% from the...
And even though, look, maybe primetime wasn't the right place, but not one of the critics said, give it time. Yeah. Not one of them.
But that's ridiculous, too, because they don't give anyone time anymore. There's too much at stake. So it's like... They believe in you. They move you into the big spot, and then you got to produce immediately now in the media world, or you're gone.
They like Conan.
I wish they would give people more time.
I
Certainly.
agree. And the critics like Conan, so they didn't attack Conan. Not one of them attacked Conan. And again, if you gave him more time, maybe it would have turned around. Who knows? I mean, he's obviously a very competent host. Who knows? But I'm glad Jay explained it because.
Well, let's see how it went down. We got the audio.
Now, folks, I thought maybe I should address this, kind of at least give you my view of what has been going on here at NBC still. Well, let's start in 2004. 2004, I'm sitting in my office, an NBC executive comes in and says to me, listen, Conan O'Brien has gotten offers from other networks, and we don't want him to go, so we're going to give him the Tonight Show. And I said, well, I've been number one for 12 years. They said, we know that, but we don't think you can sustain that. I said, okay, how about until I fall to number 2, then you fire me? No.
Wow.
Do you understand? If we ever think we get fucked by a company or a boss in particular, this is Leno, and he's number 1 for 12 years, beating a guy who is very good, Letterman.
Yeah.
And he has to hear this from somebody.
We don't think you could sustain it.
I also stopped it because it's weird to see Leno, although we stopped as he made a joke, being very serious.
Yeah.
This is a very different Jay than we've all seen over the years.
Sustain that. I said, okay, how about until I fall to number 2, then you fire me? No. We made this decision.
He sounds emotional.
I said, that's fine. And don't blame Conan O'Brien. Nice guy, good family guy, great guy. He and I have talked and had not a problem since then. That's what managers and people do. They try to get something for their client. I said at the time, okay, I'll retire just to avoid what happened the last time. Okay. So time goes by, and we stay number 1 up until the day we leave. We hand it, no. Okay, but I'm leaving before my contract is out, about 6 or 8 months early. So before I could go anywhere else, it would be at least a year or 18 months before I could go and do a show somewhere else. I said to NBC, would you release me from my contract? They said, no, we want to keep you here. I said, okay. What are your ideas? They said, well, how about prime time? I said, well, that'll never work. They said, no, we want to put you on at 10. We have done focus groups. People will love you at 10. Now look at these studies that show Jay's chin at 10. People will go crazy. I said, well, I don't know. It didn't seem like a good idea at the time. I said, all right. I said, can I keep my staff? There's 175 people at work here. They said, can I keep my staff? I said, yes, you can. Okay, let's try it. We guarantee you 2 years on the air, guaranteed. Now, for the first 4 or 5 months when you're against original shows like CSI, you'll get killed. But in the spring and the summer when the reruns come, that's when you'll pick up. Okay, great. I agree to that. 4 months go by. We don't make it. Okay. All right. Now, meanwhile, Conan's show during the summer we were not on was not doing well. The great hope was that we would help him. Well, we didn't help many. Okay, so they come and they go, listen, this show isn't working. We want to let you go. Can I get out of my contract? They go, no, you're still a valuable asset to the company. How valuable can I be? You fired me twice. How valuable can I be? Okay. So They then say the affiliates are not happy. The affiliates are one that own the TV station. They're the ones that sort of make the decisions. They're not happy with your performance, and Conan is not doing well at 11:30. I said, what's your idea? They said, well, look, how about you do a half-hour show at 11:30? Now, where I come from, when the boss gives you a job and you don't do it well, I think we did a good job here, but we didn't get the ratings. Okay, so you get humbled. I said, okay, I'm not crazy about doing a half hour, but okay. What do you want to do with Conan? We'll put him on at midnight or 12:05. He keeps the Tonight Show, does all that. He gets the whole hour. I said, okay. You think Conan will go for that? Yes. Yes. Almost guarantee. I said, okay, shake hands, that's it. I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent. That's my handshake deal. Next thing I see, Conan has a story in the paper saying he doesn't want to do that. They come back to me and they say, if he decides to walk and doesn't want to do it, you want the show back. I go, yeah, I'll take the show back. If that's what he wants to do. This way we can keep all our people working fine. So that's pretty much where we are. It looks like we might be back at 11:30. I'm not sure. I don't know. But through all of this, Conan O'Brien has been a gentleman. He's a good guy. I have no animosity towards him. This is all business. You know, folks, if you don't get the ratings, they take you off the air. I think you know in this town you can do almost anything. If you get ratings, they keep you on the air. I wasn't getting the ratings. He wasn't getting ratings. That was NBC's solution. It didn't work, so we might have an answer for you tomorrow. So we'll see. Cool. But that's basically where it is. It's time for headlines!
Damn.
But do you see what what he's telling you is the absolute truth? And he said some of that to me in private conversation. Again, it's like, not that that's earth-shattering stuff, but about, 2 years and all this. It's like, and then the guy is coming out and explaining all this, and he's not motherfucking Conan. He's not douching Letterman. He's not being a fucking baby about it. He's just telling you this is what happened. And for 5 years, he knew that he was asked to leave a show where he was -- and he didn't snivel and bellyache, and he stayed #1 on the air, and they still asked him to go.
I am just stunned, and I don't even know why, that you think it gets better with the different network and something like the Tonight Show, and meanwhile, it's just the same shit, that same dumb shit mistakes that these idiots make.
And I've been bitching for a while. It's a situation I have here
for a long time, man.
It's serious. Where management is doing something that I've never experienced it in 20 years. Mm-hmm. And then I look at something like Jay, who has been the perfect employee or whatever, and done the job completely, and is much more valuable to NBC than I am to Sirius. And they still, he's got to deal with that shit. So
yeah. Never ends. Oh,
is he still on the line?
But people who have, who think Conan's getting fucked, maybe you're right, but it's not by Jay.
Somebody was on the line and said that what would Tyler Durden do.com, WWTDD.com. Has some audio from 2004 where it's a little different than what we heard.
Well, probably because
I got the audio so we could listen.
Yeah, let's play that. Probably because if Leno spun it a certain way in 2004, it's because he was being a company man. That's what I'm going to guess. He might have said, I decided to step down because probably it's humiliating to go on the air and say, listen, I'm #1 right now, but for the next 5 years, you're going to have to look at me, and I've been asked to leave.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right, let's listen to it.
I haven't heard this yet. I honestly have not either.
I want to elaborate on the announcement.
Yeah, just to make it perfectly clear, this is like from 5-6 years ago.
Right.
Okay, 2004.
I want to elaborate on the announcement made earlier today. You may have heard about this, that I'm going to leave the show in 2009. Okay. All right. No, let me explain. Let me explain how these things work. About 6 months ago, I sat down here with the folks at NBC, and they said, we want to re-up. And I said, okay, what do you want to do? Because I don't have a manager and agent. I like the people I work with. They're nice folks. And they said, and this is a high-paying job. Oh, it's a great-paying job. So they said, listen, we would like to do 5 more years. I said, great. I'd love to do 5 more years. And that was 6 months ago. And then time went by. There's all talk about Conan O'Brien. Will he go to ABC? Will he go to one of these other networks? And they came to me and they said, we don't want to lose Conan O'Brien. And I said, oh, okay, what does that mean? And they said, we think Conan would be a good replacement, as I do. Conan is a gentleman, funny, the hottest late-night guy out there, excellent. And I said, you know something? I don't want to see Conan go anywhere else. I'm 59. I'll be 59 years old when this leaves. 5 years from now. That's 1,200 shows. They're not going anywhere tomorrow. And I said, there's really only one person who could have done this into his 60s, and that was Johnny Carson. I think it's fair to say I'm no Johnny Carson. So I called up my buddy, I called my buddy Jerry Seinfeld. I said, Jerry, what do you think, you know? And Jerry quit his show when it was the most popular. And I'm proud to say this show has been number one. We will keep it number one. And then in 2009, I'll say, Conan, take it over, it's yours. Because, you know, you can do these things until they carry out on a stretcher, or you can get out when you're still doing good and think, I'm not quitting show business. But I realize I'm not spending enough time with my cars. No, but anyway, this is not tomorrow. It's 5 years from today, and I want to say I don't think there's a better choice. Because, you know, when I took this show over, boy, there was a lot of animosity between me and Dave and who's going to get it. And quite frankly, a lot of what I thought, good friendships were permanently damaged. And I don't want to see anybody ever have to go through that again. Because this show is like a dynasty. You hold it, and then you hand it off to the next person. And I don't want to see all the fighting and who's better and nasty things back and forth in the press. So right now, here it is. Conan, it's yours. See you in 5 years, buddy. Okay. Clear enough? Enough said?
That's actually not that much different than what he just said.
No, not at all.
Other than his attitude about it. NBC came and asked him. But let me tell you something about Leno. Okay, he's a fucking competitive guy, and he's been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
No one in show business is happy and feels positive when they are number one and they say, we are going to give your show.
Yeah.
Just nobody feels good about that. And I guess at that point, Leno had two options. Do what he did and continue to host the show, or be bitter about it and start to let that bitterness show. I don't know how he sat on that resentment or annoyance. I don't know how he did it, because I'm a big mouth, and I would have shot my mouth off immediately and probably lost the gig.
Wow.
So, but that, to me, that's not that different.
Let me go to Frank in Manhattan. Frank?
Hi, Frank.
Good morning, guys. What's happening?
What's up?
Hey, I work in the TV business, and this is why broadcast networks are getting the shit kicked out of them by cable networks, because of stupid-ass the mistakes like this. NBC had a great show for prime time, 10 o'clock, back in the spring, Southland. They didn't pick it up. It got picked up by TNT. It's a hit on TNT, and now Jay's getting fucked like this. They're just idiots at broadcast networks. Broadcast stations are dying because of it, and they're killing the industry, and cable's kicking the shit out of them because they make better choices, and they make better programming choices because they give programs time to get ratings. I work for the ratings company. I know how this shit works.
And it's also, too, dude, it's like Jay said this time, people that think he's going back on what he said, when it was time for him to go and they said, we're going to give it to Conan, they wanted Jay probably just to fucking sit. And he goes, can you let me out? And they were like, no, because they didn't want him to go to ABC or Fox or whatever network and fucking smash them. So out of a fear, believe me, if his stock had run out, and if the Tonight Show had fallen to number 2 or number 3, and Letterman was beating him they would have said, adios, motherfucker. But it didn't. It was number 1, and it was showing no signs of slowing. And they're like, okay, this beast is going to go across the street and be the same guy and do the same monologue and have the same show and kick the shit out of us. So for self-interest, they changed the entire lineup because they were afraid of losing him. And people who are shitting on Jay for that make me sick. What was he supposed to do?
Yeah, what was that? How was that his
Someone
fault?
explain to me what Leno should have done differently. Or even Conan, what should he have done differently? Like, again, I don't blame the guy for wanting the Tonight Show 5 years ago. What should either of these guys have done differently?
Yeah, I mean, NBC is way at fault on this.
They made a mistake, dude. They fucked up.
What did Conan say? Like, does he have a statement or something?
Conan, we got audio from Conan from 2004. Fucking Nick Cannon started today. That's
cool.
Let me go on record.
Cool.
That's why my agent missed what he missed in the contract.
Yeah.
Yay!
And they got a WOW logo? What's that about?
Now.
That's now.
Now.
It's different.
Oh.
When will this show stink?
Let me go
now.
on. Let me go on record and say that Nick Cannon will be, and we have the same agent, I guess.
Yeah.
Will be a complete fucking disaster in radio. Complete. He's married to Mariah Carey. That's a full-time job to begin with. And then he's got America's Got Talent. He said in the paper when he picked up this gig, They're like, well, how are you going to fucking sleep? You already have 2 or 3 full-time jobs, and now you can do a morning radio show? He's like, I only need 3 hours of sleep a night. This is going to be a disaster. Another disaster from the company we used to work for. I guarantee it. I guarantee that one. Because these dopey celebrities don't realize how hard radio really is to do. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Jonathan, my
There's
manager,
a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and a lot of thinking, and this guy doesn't have time to do any of those things.
when Jonathan was on, he just talked for a little while, and it was fun. And he goes, man, that's a much harder job than I thought. He goes, that's really not easy, as he was in the room watching it.
Right.
It's a lot harder than people think. You're right.
Yeah, Nick Cannon could suck a dick.
Lucky him.
That's what I say. That's what I say.
Is that at the new facility down there?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay, I was wondering.
I guess.
We're watching video of it.
Well, remember when they said, well, you guys don't have to move to the new facility. We're going to make a special studio for you guys so you can stay right where you are.
Special studio, all right.
So you can walk right over to Sirius XM and continue your show.
Special
and then
studio.
You want to talk about lying to your face and bad corporate moves. I think the listeners
Yes, they do.
know very well what we've been through. But Nick Cannon, mark my word, a complete disaster in radio.
Yeah, here's
Complete.
another of the Whoopies and David Lee Roth.
Fuck, put him in. Yes,
Yeah.
celebrity.
Here it is.
Celebrity doing morning radio for the most part.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
You know who pulled it off and is doing very well? I think DL is doing pretty well, and Steve Harvey, but it's because they're dedicating themselves to their radio shows. Like, and Steve Harvey is a fucking full-time radio guy, and he did radio before.
Right.
That's a black
But the
thing.
point I'm making is you can't do morning radio as a part-time gig because you're married to Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, really? Really?
She going to come in every day? Is it all going to be Mariah stories?
Really? When Nick wants to work on his radio show and she needs like him to fetch something, you really think he's going to be spending time on his fucking show?
Let's get Sam.
But that starts up today. That's just fucking wonderful.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Best of luck to you.
I'll enjoy the train wreck.
We love those management over there, so you're going to have a real good time with them.
Yeah. Wait till you try to make fun of Asians.
Oh, I bet it's going to be so much. I bet it's going to just be, hey, come here. We're so happy to see you here. Gosh, it's so great to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me, in the conference room here, let me introduce Nick Cannon, everybody. Yeah. We're going to be selling, and it's going to be shut up.
I have nothing against Nick Cannon, personally. I hear he's a nice guy. Bob's like, you want to meet Nick Cannon? I'm like, no, I don't want to meet fucking Nick Cannon. What are you doing for us, Bob?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in over a month.
He's all in love with Nick Cannon. No, I don't want to meet Nick Cannon.
It's a Nick Cannon thing now. Now he's got the Nick Cannon relationship. We're the old fucking whores. We're the old whores, Opie.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you wanted to know what was going on in Nick Cannon's show today or not. I've been listening.
Oh, okay. You've been sampling a bit?
Yeah. I don't know
what are we looking at?
Ready. But
Did he call up somebody to get his luggage?
No.
All right. I was just wondering.
That was this show.
That was this show. You're an asshole.
I got it.
But it says this in the contract. I got it. We'll give you this. Take it or leave it. Great.
Nick Cannon has introed some songs. Introduced a contest where you can win tickets to the Grammys.
Fugitive?
No, Fugitive.
Oh, okay.
He's taking a couple phone calls.
Oh, how did those go?
People were excited to
So
talk
just
to
like I'm
Nick
thinking he
Cannon.
has nothing planned for his first show because he was too busy fetching fucking Mariah Carey's pimple cream.
It might as well be Chunky doing the morning show. It's just
It's nothing, right?
Any jock.
So, and you know how much they're paying him?
Oh.
I don't
Just
don't even.
shitload of
How much?
money.
Do you know?
I have an idea.
Oh, God.
It's a 7. It's a 7-figure.
Well, if
It's a 7-figure. And that's all he's doing is introing songs and taking a couple calls?
And he's not even good yet at
Get me the
doing
fucking audio.
He's not good at doing the pre-recorded calls yet.
Do you want to hear it today?
Oh, really? I'd like
No,
to hear
it's not
one of the
good yet.
pre-recorded calls.
Can you get us a sample of the great Nick Cannon
Get us
as he
a
starts his
sample.
radio career?
Would you like me to bring you everything he did in his first hour of radio?
Please.
How many minutes does it come up to? Ant and I used to talk commercials, all that. This is 20. We probably talked 40 minutes an hour. Safe to say. Well, maybe a little less because they really pile the commercials on at the end there.
I don't think you'd get to 7 minutes.
In the first hour?
Yeah, I'll start it from the very
What the
beginning.
fuck are they paying for then?
You know, I'll actually bring you the first phone call of the second hour. He pre-tapes it so poorly. He says it's not even 7 o'clock yet, and you're excited. and the call was aired at 7:07.
Oh, see,
So
you can't say that.
And I know it's his first day, but you know what?
Who cares?
It's going to be a disaster.
And then he
another dopey corporate guy going, let's just get someone with a name in there. That'll work.
An interview as if it was happening live in the studio, but there are pictures of the people he's interviewing in the Now FM studio January 13th.
Ah, okay.
So obviously he went in for 10 minutes and pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Then he aired it at 7.
Get me the audio.
Okay.
Definitely.
Please.
Need a little bit of that.
Please. All right. Well, here's what Conan said back in 2004. We heard from Jay in 2004. You know, equal time for these guys. Because you got the Conan fans like wanting to rip our throats out.
Why? I think we've been pretty. No one hears shit on Conan. Why the Conan fans can shut the fuck up? No one's bashing Conan. Shut up.
I am going to talk about something right up front. Some of you probably saw this in the newspaper today. It was announced yesterday that I guess I'll be doing this show for how many more years, Jeff? 52 more years? I'll be doing this show for about 4.5 more years, and then I'm going to take over The Tonight Show here on NBC. Pretty amazing. That's nice. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Please, you gotta. Thank you. Please. That's huge mistake. No, this is a huge thing for me. This is something I've dreamt about for a long time. I think people in comedy only can dream about something like this. So I am incredibly humbled and thrilled to get this amazing opportunity. And I did want to say, give my heartfelt thanks to everybody at NBC that made this possible, and particularly to Jay Leno. Jay Leno has been a big supporter of mine, a good friend to me for 11 years when I first showed up at this network, and he's been incredibly kind and gracious about the whole thing, and he's a class act. And so to everybody at NBC, but particularly Jay Leno, a huge thank you, and I hope I can live up to that challenge. But
Run your Conan!
15, is it 15 years? 22 years. No, I have some time to figure it out. So in the meantime, there's a lot that I'd still love to do with this show, and so a lot of things we still want to try, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So we're going to be here for quite a while still, but to everybody, thank you very much. It's very cool.
So you see, in 2004, him and Jay both did, well, basically the company line, you know, which was, and again, I'm sure it was friendly on some level, but no one came out and just said, look, NBC, Conan didn't come out and be 100% honest. He didn't say, look, NBC is giving me the show, even though Jay wants to stay.
Right, yeah.
He didn't say that any more than Jay did.
Moby Beaver from a fan site. You keep saying Conan's ratings suck, but never mention that Jay's horrible ratings led to a 40% drop in ratings in late night news in major markets, New York City, Philly, killing Conan's lead.
Because he wasn't. You can't blame Jay's lead-in, because when Jay had a stronger lead-in, Jay would win the night. You understand what I'm saying? It's like Jay actually won the night outright a few times with stronger lead-ins, but nobody wrote about that. But had Jay's lead-in been stronger, maybe it would have helped. But, you know, what are you going to do?
And Conan's going to walk away with at least $30 million.
Yeah,
Holy shit, who doesn't want that deal?
But any
Give me
disgruntled...
$30 million, I'll get out of this seat right the fuck now. I'll leave right the fuck now.
Any disgruntled Conan fans that want to get on the air, I think they should be heard too. It's like I don't want to be so pro that we don't listen to anybody complain.
That's what's weird, because you got a lot of...
Stop writing in and calling.
You got a lot of internet tough guys, you know. Internet tough guys just fucking writing their shit on his feedback. Call the fucking show.
Up. I mean, not even to yell, but if you disagree with something.
Yeah, we'll listen to you.
Express themselves in an actual two-sided conversation?
That's
what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Steve, that's from Bayshore.
We're inviting you.
Going backwards a little bit, Stephen S. from Bayshore writes, I'm doing the rundown for Nick Cannon's new show. Here it is so far. Nick talks boringly about his new gig. Some songs play. Nick talks boringly about his wife. Some songs play. And then Nick talks boringly about how happy he is to be with CBS.
Is he?
Good luck to you, Nick.
Why don't you comment on that in a little while?
Good luck to you.
How it is dealing with those people.
All right.
Genuine pisser, I say.
And boy, did Dick Ebersol fucking have a lulu of an interview with the New York Times.
I got that too.
He was the guy.
I didn't know how much you want to do with this.
Well, Ebersol is a very big guy at NBC, and he was the guy who basically.
Big?
Well, he took over SNL. He's responsible for Eddie Murphy's career.
Yes.
Like, Eddie Murphy does not credit Lorne Michaels at all. It's all Ebersol. Like, that was the era that Ebersol, I believe, ran SNL. So he's done he's got a tremendous history at NBC. And his son actually was one killed, I think, in that plane crash. Yeah, that plane crash.
Oh, that's right.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
Horrible. But it's, you have audio of that?
I don't.
I have it written. Not much.
I got Letterman fucking responding to it, though.
Cool.
I don't know. I hope everyone else is enjoying this, because I can't get enough of this.
I love the back and
I am
forth
now
late
flipping
night
around
wars.
watching all late night shows.
Late night wars.
And then I'm like, what is Jimmy going to do tonight? And then Fallon is just fucking hiding under his desk, waiting for the whole thing to pass over him.
Yeah, Jimmy's a nice guy, but it's like, Jimmy, you could tease them a little bit. It's okay. You can get in on it and fuck with them and have some fun.
It's just, we love Fallon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's definitely, like, keeping his distance in this whole thing.
Come on, have a pisser.
Okay, what did he say in the New York Times?
It said, NBC executive Ebersol trashes Conan, astounding failure, chicken-hearted and gutless. NBC exec Dick Ebersol trashed Conan O'Brien in a provocative New York Times interview with Bill Carter. He called Conan an astounding failure, and he said his jokes about Leno have been chicken-hearted and gutless. He's the chairman of NBC Universal Sports and NBC's Olympic guru, blah, blah, blah. He described Conan's jokes about Leno as chicken-hearted and gutless to blame a guy you couldn't beat in the ratings. He added, what this is really all about is an astounding failure by Conan. Ebersol said that Conan rejected his and the network's advice to make his show friendlier to middle America. So now a lot of people may say, all right, cool, Conan wouldn't change what he does. And maybe that was a good thing. Maybe you do have to respect Conan for not wanting to change what he does. But to make it, I guess, and again, I don't know how the networks work completely, but to make it marketable across the entire country, maybe he would have had to change. Letterman obviously made the adjustment because he went from late night to being extremely successful.
And Letterman did a quirky show before he moved down.
Very.
I remember those days, man. Letterman was
totally different.
Just as quirky as Conan, if not more.
Anybody on the phone who disagrees? I'm being honest, not to argue.
Not one phone call, Jimmy.
But not to be a fucking...
They're lit. You kidding me?
So let's get somebody...
I want to do just because everyone has ADD. We do, and the listeners do. Now I want to go with Dave's response to the Dick Ebersol thing that happened in the New York Times.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the phones to get people who want to talk about Conan.
And it's Jay, it's Conan, and it's me, and every now and then Jimmy Kimmel comes in and causes some trouble, which is great.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what to do. Conan would like to stay. They said, no, you should go. And he said, no, I want to stay. And so now they got to throw him out. But to throw him out, he gets $30 million. And Jay, of course, all Jay keeps saying is, I think there's room for everybody. I think there's room for everybody. And so now all of a sudden comes this outpouring of anger directed at Jay, who is America's best friend. He's the guy next door when you need to borrow a wrench to fix your lawnmower, or when you need your lawnmower fixed. Jay will come over and he's got his blue jeans on and he's got his blue jean shirt and he got that thing and he rolls up his sleeve and he goes to work. Yeah. Or let's just say you're driving from Omaha to St. Louis and your car breaks down. Right there by the side of the road is Jay to change your tire. For the home viewer, Jay is AAA. He's there. He's Johnny on the spot. He'll take care of you. And I keep saying to people, well, what has he done wrong? He's just kind of doing what the network tells him to do. Yeah. They say, Jay, go to 10. Yeah, okay, not a bad idea.
Right.
So they say, Jay, all right, Jay, the 10 o'clock didn't work. Come back to 11:30. Yeah, okay, sure, if that's what you want. Right. And then I pick up the New York Times. Here's the headline. Can you see it right there? Executive leaps to Leno's defense. So it's a guy who runs NBC Sports named Dick Ebersol. Now, I've known Dick Ebersol. You've known Dick Ebersol.
For years, yeah.
When we worked at NBC, I've known Dick Ebersol since the late 70s.
Yeah.
And he was a guy, and he was always a guy, and he still is a guy. And he came into NBC, and he's the one that said, get the Olympics, get the Olympics, get the Olympics. And it's been a tremendous success. And now they got the Winter Olympics coming up pretty soon, in a couple of weeks. So now all of a sudden, Dick Ebersol feels he's got to get in there and help Big Jaw. So I think, what is this? How did this happen?
Right.
You know, it's like you're wrestling around in the backyard and somebody's mom comes out. Okay, come on, boys, break it up. Let's go. Don't do that. Leave Timmy alone. Come on, get off him. It's completely unnecessary.
Like a mom.
And plus, Dick Ebersol has got things on his mind. I mean, the Olympics kick off up there in Vancouver, up there at Whistler. I mean, he really, right now, he should be up there putting the finishing touches on the Bodie Miller story. He should be...
Right.
He should be up there picking out sweaters for Bob Costas. He doesn't have time for this. So Bob, turn around. Let me see the one with the reindeer. All right, turn there. All right, now try the plaid one, Bob. All right, let's see what that looks like on camera. What about a scarf to go with that, Bob? Kind of a thing like that when you're out there with the bobsled boys, a thing like that? Why don't you look into that? Get yourself a scarf. Gloves. Get him some gloves. So now here's what Ebersol says. Out of the blue, and I'm thinking, oh, Dick. The verbal barbs in this late-night war got louder Thursday as a top NBC executive struck back against on-air attacks on the network's once and future Tonight Show host Jay Leno. Now, this is what he said. Out of nowhere. He didn't need to talk about this. He really doesn't. You know, leave us alone. We're having fun. Referring to the pointed jokes made this week by Mr. O'Brien and David Letterman of CBS, Mr. Ebersol said it was chicken-hearted and gutless to blame guys you couldn't beat in the ratings. Chicken-hearted and gutless. That's what he said. He's calling me and Conan O'Brien chicken-hearted and gutless. I can't speak for Conan O'Brien. For the sake of the discussion, yes, I'm chicken-hearted, and yes, I'm gutless. But these two characteristics have nothing to do with the current situation. I'm telling jokes and making fun of Jay Leno over and over and over, relentlessly, mercilessly, simply for one reason, and that is, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. It's just fun. Oh, that's all I got.
I got to tell you, Letterman is at his best when there's shit happening.
Absolutely.
He is at his best. He gets right in there, man, and knows how to scrap.
Definitely
I think Jay should hit him harder, too. And, you know, Jay certainly could. But Jay
doesn't for some reason. Jay
is a really nice guy, man. He really is. And it's not some phony bullshit act. I've sat and chatted with the guy. He's just not a dick.
All right, let's go to some Conan phone calls.
Sure.
I've been waiting through that whole thing there. Let's go to Dan in Philly. Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hello, boys.
Hi, Dan.
I'm not even a big Conan fan, but what Jay did that was wrong is he just stuck around the situation. When Carson retired, he disappeared. He was done.
Well, honestly, though, hold on. Retiring, Johnny was a lot older than Jay.
How old was Johnny? Was he pushing 70 at
Yes,
that point?
I believe he was. He was a lot older. And Jay was still number one with no sign of slowing.
Yeah, but he agreed that his time was up, passed the show on, and then just stepped back from the situation.
So basically,
Jay,
you think...
Jay, instead of disappearing, basically has his own show on, the same type of show, right before Conan's show. Conan had no shot of ever succeeding in that position.
So you would have walked away... Like, let me ask you honestly. Like, you're in Jay's position.
Right.
They give you this horrendous option. You're losing your gig in 5 years.
He didn't want to agree to that, Dan. That's pretty obvious.
You stay number one.
I mean, he turned out to be a nice guy about it in 2004, but he didn't want that to happen.
So hold on, Dan. You stay number one. Now your time is up. And they're going to want to sit you. And you go, okay, could you let me out of my contract? Basically, so you could go across the street and compete. Jay was willing to honor the deal, let Conan do what he does, and go across the street at 11:30 and tell jokes. Right. Now, obviously, they were terrified of that. Mm-hmm. So they said, we want to keep you. What should Jay have done? She didn't quite have the same record. They were afraid Jay was going to go to the other team and beat the shit out of them. So the coach...
Do you remember when Jay started his ratings? He was getting slaughtered by...
first 3 years.
Until the Hugh Grant thing happened.
Absolutely. First, and also the Cheers stuff he did. First, he had 3 years, I think, to become number one. But that was NBC's decision, because did you notice they didn't give Jay the same type of time? They didn't give him 3 years in prime time any more than they gave Conan 3 years at late night.
Yeah, they don't give anyone 3 years anymore. You know that,
Hell
Dan.
no.
It's a different world.
I understand you're loyal, but I just think you cannot completely say Jay's not at fault.
Loyal? Okay, dude, I'm being loyal.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I agree. If I was in your position, I would say the same stuff.
But dude, even in my position, I don't like what Letterman's saying, but I think it's funny. I'm not going to say Letterman stinks because he's bad-mouthing Jay. The reality is, Jay was willing to leave and go across the street and compete, and they did not want him to.
Right, but because the company fucked Jay, then he has to go and turn around and fuck Conan.
How is he fucking Conan?
Yeah.
He gave the guy his spot, and now he wants it fucking back because his
oh my God, dude.
Wait, Dan. NBC made the decision.
He didn't give him his spot.
Even if Jay said,
holy shit.
They're not going to give Conan the 11:30 spot. They've already decided they need to do something different.
I know, but if Jay is as classy as he kind of like, purports to be,
he should just end his career. No, he should end his career.
Seinfeld stepped back, and now he's kind of doing new things.
Seinfeld wanted to leave.
You can do something different.
Dude,
hold on. So this guy and Conan fans could be happy. Jay should have stopped doing what he wanted to do?
I'm not even a Conan fan. I'm just looking at it as an outsider.
I said like this guy and Conan fans.
Right.
Okay.
But you're missing the point that NBC has moved on from Conan O'Brien.
Seinfeld wanted to leave.
If Jay said, you know what, I'm out. I'm out. This is ridiculous. Give it to Conan. I bet you NBC doesn't give it to Conan at this point. And then it comes up with a whole different new solution. There's rumors that Jerry Seinfeld would love a shot at late night.
How about NBC should have had more faith in Conan and just let Jay go across the street and compete? How about that?
That is true. That is true. But as soon as Jay didn't have to take that 10 o'clock show.
So he should have turned down a multi-million-dollar fucking primetime spot in a network?
Well, he could find something else to do. He's a talented guy.
Holy shit!
Out of his ass. Does he need more money? How many fucking...
He should have found... Conan could have found something else to do.
This asshole needs.
Wow. Here's the bottom line. Jay comes on and explains it. And I am not allowing my bias and love for Leno. I'm giving you a pretty logical argument, and your argument is he could have found something else to do.
Well, absolutely. I mean, he agreed to pass the torch, so to speak. It's like if Carson said, all right, Leno, you're going to take the show, and then Carson opened up shop an hour before. I mean, Jay just hovers around the situation.
Yeah, you're right. He should have just... No, you're right. No, Jay didn't hover. Jay said, I'll go to ABC or another network, and that scared the shit out of NBC.
Of course it's going to scare the shit out of him.
So then why is that Jay's fault for hovering when he was willing to leave?
Because he could step back for a year or two, enjoy the fucking success, go on the road.
You really are...
He always does.
He should have... The fucking nerve of you. He should have given up his career on television because he...
He's old. I mean, it's just... It's
holy shit.
15 fucking years.
Dan, is this a Frunkus call? Because I'm starting to worry about you.
You couldn't be this stupid.
I'm starting to worry about you, Dan. It's a little...
I mean, what do you want Conan to do?
So, I mean, what do you do for a living? Do you want...
Why didn't Conan step back, buddy? Why didn't Conan go, you know what? This beast... at 11:30 is fucking beating Letterman when he didn't have writers and Letterman did. Maybe I should step back and redo my 12:30 show. Why didn't Conan do that?
Conan was promised a gig at 11:30.
That's right.
I mean, and Leno was the one who promised him and said, look, we're going to pay.
No, Jay didn't promise him.
NBC promised.
You fucking dope. NBC
Jay didn't want to do that.
What do you think?
The tape you played from that Tyler Durden? He fucking promised.
What do you think? Leno runs NBC.
For 5 years it's yours. You can run with it.
They told him what the hell was going on.
The NBC made a decision. Conan wasn't 100% honest back then. Did Conan get on in 2004 and go, you know what? I threatened to leave the network, so they promised me the Tonight Show, and Jay went along with it. That would have been honest. Conan didn't do that either. Conan and Jay both spun it in a positive way because they're both making millions of dollars. They both spun it in 2004. And now that the shit has hit the fan, everybody's telling the truth.
I'm sure Conan wasn't happy he had to wait 5 years to do the late night show either.
What's that?
Selfish prick. Leno, time and time again, has done this shit.
All right.
He did it with Letterman, and now he's doing it with Conan.
He did what? Whoa. He did what with Letterman?
Fucking passive-aggressive prick.
He fucking has been number one for 12 years by this point, dude.
Eddie Clarkson was number one for 25, 30 years. Seinfeld was number one when he went off.
Seinfeld wanted to leave. Dude, they begged Seinfeld to stay. They offered him $5 million an episode. He wanted to leave.
It's just the fact of the matter is no shot.
All right, Dan. Thank you.
You don't like Leno. And the fact that Dan said, why did he take a couple of years off? You really are a fucking idiot, Dan.
Let's go to Chuck in Boston. Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
I love the guy who wrote and said, boring, I'm going to coffee house.
Bye.
If you only knew the reaction we're getting in
Who cares?
studio.
Go to your coffee house, you fucking
If you want to go somewhere else, you don't have to tell us. You don't have to tell us you're going somewhere else.
Why do you
Just
read
go
these
somewhere
assholes?
else.
Why do you read them?
Because I like to bring out the stupidity of
Call or fucking don't have an opinion.
I love bringing out the stupidity of what people go through. If you don't like what we're talking about, there's a million choices. Just go there. You don't have to tell us you're leaving.
Yeah.
You dummy. And I'm sure the guy's still listening. Of course anyway. So Chuck, what do you got, buddy?
Hi, Chuck.
Well, I'm going off at a different angle, a creative angle, and skipping all out of the bullshit. A long time ago, Ernie Kovacs had a TV show, and it was so innovative and so odd, so strange, that it was not a middle America show. But yet, it had its cult following, and it did well enough to stay on the air. And I think Conan's kind of like that same thing. You could ask him, hey, tone it down, tweak it, make it a little more palatable for middle America, and then, you get the Tonight Show or something like that. I don't know if he has it in him to really be that Jerry Seinfeld, Jay Leno type host. I think he's more of a creative person, and I'm not denigrating the Leno
right.
and Seinfeld. I mean creative in a sense of odd, just kind of a strange character.
Conan he's a little quirkier, and so his following is going to be narrowed down by that. It's not a knock on Conan, but his humor is not as broad-reaching as Leno's. My humor is not as broad-reaching as Leno's. I do okay in my 5-minute spots. I couldn't maintain a nightly show at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to. It's like Conan's humor. He's a tremendous following, but it might, like the way it is, without being tweaked, might not be what is going to succeed at 11:30.
Yeah, and I think that maybe the whole format, that whole format of the traditional Tonight Show, isn't made for Conan.
But the guy who just called up, it's like listening to a guy go, "Well, Jay promised it to him." It's like, do you really think that's how it works at NBC? Jay goes, I'm tired, let's give it. But no, the guy should have just got out of the way. So what would have happened is, if Conan didn't succeed at the Tonight Show, Leno would have been, his career is done. And then Dan goes, well, then he could just do something else. And then they just give the Tonight Show to somebody else. It's silly. Why would Jay leave? He shouldn't have fucking left. Why would he?
And in those two clips, neither guy's being honest, completely honest.
No, they were both being polite in 2004.
Trying to be company guys,
yes.
and trying to, knowing that they have another 5 years where they are going to be working side by side.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chuck.
Conan had something to work for. Right. Jay was working basically with his fucking head in a guillotine, and he still stayed number one, and he didn't bitch.
Let's see. I want Jimmy to be honest. If he was on, I can't get to all these calls. If he was on Conan's show, he'd be defending Conan.
I'm not attacking Conan. And let me tell you something about Conan. I've never met Conan, but the guy who books Conan, I don't like, and he doesn't like me. So this has nothing to do with me liking or disliking Conan, because I'm fiercely loyal to Jay, and I'm not motherfucking Conan, because I don't think Conan has done anything other than just be a hungry performer who wants to keep succeeding. So I am completely up with Leno, and I am not motherfucking Jay. I'm Conan. So don't tell me what I'd be doing. I'm being pretty fair, and I said play Conan's audio. Hey, Conan was funny when he said that shit. I'm not attacking Conan.
I think Conan is so much better than Leno.
Fair enough.
Was.
Okay.
These are just some of the phone calls. I think it has more to do with the baby boomer generation being Leno fans. Leno killed the ratings by going to 10. If his show wasn't there, would Conan's ratings go down as well?
Johnny, by the way, Johnny was about, thanks, Dr. Steve, 66 or something when he retired. And again, you have to realize Carson was in a different boat than Leno was, simply because he came up when there was 3 networks, and there was only fucking him. Leno came in and had to compete against Letterman, who had an established audience. Even though he was moving down in time and switching networks, he had an established audience.
And this is like, becoming a king someday. because Brent in Atlanta writes, it's not Conan's time yet. Leno's not quite done. And the whole thing with late night TV, you wait for the guy to officially be done. Everyone knew Carson was pretty much done when he left.
Because he wanted to.
He was done.
That's what he wanted to do.
He was ready to leave. Leno was never ready to leave. You got to wait. For some reason in this late night thing, you got to just wait. And sometimes it takes a really fucking long time for them to finally, move you in.
If Leno wasn't getting numbers and he wasn't succeeding, or he was number 3, like I said, and then he raised a big stink about Conan and blah, blah, then I would say, all right, well, that's one thing. But he wasn't. It makes business sense to keep him there.
And in all fairness, I think Conan's the future of late night. So, I mean, people are supporting their sides here.
Fair enough. I don't say people shouldn't love Conan or support him. I never watched him on The Tonight Show. He might have been great, but for whatever reason, it just didn't. But no one is saying they should have given Jay more time at 10 o'clock. All these people shitting on Jay, why aren't you saying they didn't give Leno enough time in prime time?
And they're shitting on Conan. It's all over the place, to be honest with you. I mean, we could take calls for another hour, but we'll take a break.
They're both multimillionaires.
Yeah.
They're both going to be very successful at what they do. Wherever Conan winds up, he'll do fine. And I think Leno will be great again at 11:30.
Remind me, one day this week, we got to do the Rosie audio, because she has a lot to say about this.
Oh, good.
What is she mad about? The fact that fucking Leno, they wanted her to guest host on Fridays, and Leno said no, because maybe Leno didn't want to fucking have other guest hosts, and he wanted to be the only face there. What is Rosie bitter?
How do you know that we have that clip?
I didn't know you had that clip at all. But I mean, what else could she be fucking mad about?
Why wait?
Now let me tell you my little Jay Leno story, okay? So it was pre-May 95, okay? That's what I know for sure.
Absolutely.
It was pre-May 1995.
Whose cunt was she licking then?
Exactly.
Whose cunt was she licking back then? Was that old girlfriend or the new one?
She just sounds fat. Jesus.
It really does. Was that when you were still looking at the trade centers before the awful U.S. government knocked them down?
Yeah,
you
is that
fucking
it?
fat blithering idiot.
Lunatic.
It's amazing. I'm mad at her, and all she did was say pre-95. Why don't I shut up and listen? Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
It was pre-May 1995. I was doing the touring company of Grease that was about to come into Broadway, and Brandon Tarnikoff came to see me do that. Bobby thinks that it wasn't that it was my stand-up tour.
I think it was just stand-up.
Okay, but it was one of those two things, that I was performing in a large venue.
Exactly.
And he came to see me.
You can
with my
only
agent,
perform in a large venue.
And he came back, and at the time, Leno had started in 93, and he wasn't doing well. So I think it was about 7-8 months after Leno started. Mm-hmm. And the ratings were not good, and there was a lot of controversy because, Jay had that woman manager. Remember, what was her name?
Helen.
Help me.
Helen Kushnick.
That's right. Helen Kushnick. She was an unhappy woman and not very kind.
You're a
and she had
bundle
only
of joy
one goal
and a
in
lot of
life,
fun
and that
to
was
people.
Jay Leno's advance.
I'm so happy you hate her, Ann. So fucking
She's
happy.
a phony.
She really is a fucking phony.
That whole
pretty brave to come out of the closet after the huge success with your daytime show.
Queen
Real
of
fucking
nice.
brave.
Remember that? How they were talking about what a nice. Isn't Rosie so nice and
Real
her
fucking
talk
brave.
show's so nice and it's pleasant. It's so refreshing to see a nice show and stuff. Shut up. What a fucking Jekyll and Hyde she is.
You're a bullshit eater, just like the rest of them.
Oh, bullshit eater.
Yes.
What else?
A lot of pizzas.
Jay Leno's advancement. So his ratings are bad. And Brandon, and he said to me, we'd like to offer you the Friday nights like Joan Rivers did for Johnny. We'd like you to do that for The Tonight Show. And this, like Conan said, was my dream. I'm thrilled. And so after they called, they're making the deal, they're doing the money, Brandon calls me to say, Jay Leno won't agree. I said, what? He said he won't agree. He said that he doesn't want to take any days off. He doesn't like vacations. All he wants to do is work. And they can't force him. And I was like shocked.
Dude, stop this 1 second. Right? What an asshole Leno is to not want to take days off and work.
Yeah.
What a dick. And it didn't work. What a terrible plan Jay had. What a terrible plan. Maybe had he put that fucking giant fucking corn muffin in on Friday nights, the show never would have succeeded. He's been number one for 16 years. It worked. All she's doing is saying that Leno was 100% right to proceed as he did.
Wow. With a good work ethic.
They almost threw the fucking fat broad in.
She's complaining because Jay Leno wanted to work.
Yeah, the nerve of him. What an asshole. He wants to go there every night and work? Yuck.
She does an hour podcast for Sirius XM.
Oh, Leno's terrible.
How about you work? How about you work full time at this? How about you start there?
Force him. And I was like shocked. Like, you got to be kidding me, right? What is 1 day a week? What is he afraid that I'm going to do good and take over the show and he's going to lose his job?
Oh, maybe he was afraid that you would do terrible and hurt the show even more as he was struggling. Whatever he was worried about, his worry sure paid off.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to tell you why the show is bad.
Oh, cool.
The show that was #1 when he was taken off the air.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So here I was offered to do Fridays like Joan Rivers, and he's the one who said no. So Bobby and I, where were we working? In Vegas?
We're in Vegas.
We were in Vegas. I was in some, Caesars, the showroom, the big room. And Bobby answered the phone, and it was Jay Leno, right? And I said I didn't want to talk to him, right? Remember, I kept saying no, he's not there. And he knew I had a show. So I kept calling, right? And finally Bobby goes, you have to take it. So I took the phone and I go, what? He's like, Rosie, I just want to say, I'm sorry about that. They didn't ask me. If they had asked me first, I wouldn't have had them say anything to you because, I like to go, I like to work. I don't like to, I'm like, you know what, Jay, you're selfish. I said, and this is what...
Do you listen to
Hold on.
Fuck is wrong
Again,
with this
here's a guy,
fatso?
first of all, that didn't have to do shit. He has the decency to even call up this fucking piece of shit and tell her, look, this is what the deal is.
Was Rosie maybe she was. Was Rosie giving up one day a week on her show when she was doing the daytime show?
I don't think
Maybe she... Hey, Rosie, how about this? How about this, Giver? I'm a comic, and I met Rosie once, and she was actually very nice when I met her, so I shouldn't be motherfucking her.
Good
but
for you.
How about this? How about you give me a piece of the money you're making from SiriusXM and a percentage of your show? How about that, Mrs. Selfless?
That sounds nice.
I would like a piece of your show.
Yeah.
When she was hot in daytime TV, you think she would have said, agreed to someone coming in and doing one day a week for her?
He's selfish because he gets the Tonight Show and he doesn't want to give 20% of it to you because you were good in Greece?
Yeah.
What are you, fucking nuts?
Take that, fatso.
But I mean, do you understand how
I love it.
Have I ever complained that a comedian wouldn't give me a piece of his fucking gig?
God, what a delusional...
How fucking the nerve of you.
We're all in with this audio because there's a few more clips here.
You know what, Jay, you're selfish.
Yeah,
I said, and this is what's wrong with your show.
Selfish.
You're too selfish to thank Johnny Carson on the night you started. He drove that bus for 35 years. That is not your bus, Jay Leno. You're lucky enough to be the driver.
Can you pause that real quick?
Has nothing to do with it.
I agree that was a
behind the driver.
I agree that was a mistake not to thank Johnny. And I think Jay, I don't think it was his selfishness. I think he listened to his manager and he shouldn't have. And I think Jay admits that he wishes he had thanked Carson that night. That was something where I think that he listened to Helen and he never should have on that one. That's what my memory of that is. And I agree. That was something he probably would have, could he go back and do that again? I guarantee you he would do that again. He would do it better.
Lucky enough to be the driver. Has nothing to do with you. No, Rosie, why do you say that? Come on, kid. Come on. Why do you say that? And then, of course, I proceeded to not do his show for many, many, many years.
Wow.
And I
he came
just
number
thought
one.
he was a selfish guy to do that. Right?
Yeah, but you did a show before.
Yeah, he's a terrible, selfish guy. He wants to work. He wants to work. He takes a show, he makes it #1, and he wants to stay there. Really selfish guy. Not like you, who fucking piggybacks 9/11 and blabbers about it to get herself some attention. Shut your face.
Nice.
Shut your face.
You want more audio, guys?
I'd love more audio of this, but I want a piece of Rosie's show. Can somebody Twitter her or whatever? I'm sure she has a great Twitter. I would like, because she's selfless, and I'm a funny guy, I would like a piece of her show. I would like to get paid for it and a percentage of it. If she does a 1 hour show, I would like 20% of that because she wanted 20% of Jay's show.
I don't even know how long her show is.
Idea. She shouldn't be selfish. She should give it to you.
She does a 4 hour show. That's 240 minutes. Maybe that's 48 minutes. I would like 20% of it, just like she wanted 1 out of 5 nights, 20%.
You know what else I can't stand about her?
What?
Visual aspect, but the fact that she's been nothing but an anti-gun advocate for years and years and years, yet her bodyguards are armed to the teeth.
That's selfish.
That protect her and her children.
She's selfish.
They're armed, and she knows they're armed. They carry firearms, but no one else is allowed to. What, if you can't afford your own security staff, then you shouldn't be able to defend yourself?
Rosie's protection is more important than yours.
She's a hypocrite.
I think it says an awful lot about what he must think of himself. He must have the lowest self-esteem.
Who's this broad?
The lowest self-esteem to say, no, I can pilot the Tonight Show without you?
Who's this broad?
Who's this broad who got it completely wrong? He had complete self-esteem.
Yeah.
That's complete self-worth.
She's really
He must have the lowest self-esteem in the world if he's that threatened.
I don't know. I just think that he only has one thing going on. He didn't go to college, right? He's like a stand-up comic. His dad sold insurance door to door in Harlem or something. And he's a working class blue collar guy. And this is what he did. He started doing stand-up, and then he got married as he was young. He's been married a long time. They don't have children. He's I don't think he has a big social life. I don't think he's got a lot of friends. I think he's, he and his wife, and he's got a lot of cars. And I think if you only do one thing like that, the concept of that one thing going away is shocking.
She's probably right about that.
Hold on so pathetically.
Yeah.
Hold on so pathetically. Where's the holding on so pathetically come in?
And she's a kook. She's the nut job with the fucking mommy issues and everything. Why not bring up your past and run through your upbringing in Comac?
Shut up. What a jealous fatso. You're fucking jealous that he didn't want or need you. And you know what? Had Jay bombed at the Tonight Show and been booted, maybe Rosie would have a great point. Sorry. He became number one.
It worked.
And stayed there for 16 years.
Yeah.
So he knew having you on that show, and look at the way you turned out on The View, to be a loose cannon, he was smart. He probably saw that in you and realized you weren't good enough. And I'm not saying Rosie isn't funny or she's not great at again, you got to give credit. She had a tremendously successful show, and I like the fact that she talked a lot of shit about Michael Jackson. You can't say she stinks. But the reality is he wanted to do it and he didn't need or want you, and it worked.
And she brings too much of her personal agenda to whatever forum she has. In some places it works, it's good. In others, like The View and things like that, she has an inability to be open-minded, this woman. A complete inability to be open-minded at all.
You know what I think is pathetic? She thinks Jay holding on to his gig is pathetic. I think it's pathetic that you have to have a radio company build a fucking studio in your house just so you can continue being heard. Why not just go out and do stand-up?
When did she start looking...
Cheaper than the fire department knocking a wall down to bring her in every day.
When did she start looking like Kathy Bates from Misery?
Oh, she's fucking horrendous.
That is an icy fucking
all bloated
stare.
and fucking just...
She said Jay was selfish for not wanting her to host 1 out of 5 nights. Dude, I am literally speechless.
Yeah.
I have never heard such a delusional asshole.
It's amazing.
I guess Colin Quinn was selfish when he hosted Tough Crowd for not offering it to Norton on Fridays.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree
It's
with that.
shocking, but, to hold on so pathetically, so desperately, and to think that you have the right to do that in a franchise that's been on for 60 years, to a guy like Conan, who for 17 years worked for that company. I don't know, man. I think he's got balls, and not in a good way.
Yeah, but so do you, in a good way. Physically. Yeah, Jay,
what are you talking about?
Conan's been there for 17 years.
Right.
And that's great. But she's not saying 1 ounce of how Jay did the job. He was number one, and then he shouldn't have wanted to leave when he was number one, and how dumb it was to want the number one guy to leave. What the fuck is wrong with this woman?
So Conan, they basically say, okay, we're going to cancel his pathetically lame 10 p.m. show, right? Now, ever since Conan's been on the air, what has his lead-in been?
That's the other thing. He didn't have a chance.
If he had SUV...
You don't get a chance anymore, you dumb media fucking bitches.
But do you understand that thinking right there? He didn't have a chance. I agree. Conan did not have long enough. But why are they saying Leno's show is pathetically failed and not saying he didn't have a chance? You biased asshole. Can anybody look at anything fairly balanced? I am pro Leno, and I admit Conan did not have enough time to really get rolling.
SUV, Law and Order, and all of those things leading him in. He would not have the ratings issues that he has now. But you know what? They cut their own Achilles heel, NBC. They said 6 years ago, they're like, Leno's boring, which frankly...
Leno's boring.
He doesn't...
They didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what they said. He was number one. They said he's boring.
They didn't say that. They didn't think he could sustain the ratings in another 5 years. They never said he was boring, you stupid fuck.
And Rosie, no one's talking about your radio show, by the way. I asked somebody, when is she starting? And they're like, she started. There's no buzz.
So you want to talk about buzz? And you want to talk about a boring show? I don't see them talking about Rosie around the water coolers around here.
Nobody. Let's throw a watering hole. Then they're like, here she is.
Leno's boring.
He doesn't have a lot to add. He comes up and he does obvious jokes about nothing emotional. He's robotic. His humanity is not very present when you see it, right? You look at Conan and you're like, here's a smart guy who's taking risks, who's doing new things, who's got children and a life and a whole... I don't know.
Children. Could I just step in here? Her fucking idea of having any self-worth is that whole child thing. Like, because she, and it's been documented through the years, she said it herself, she's a manic depressive mental disaster area who had to adopt children in order to feel complete as a human fucking being because she's got such a horrific self-image. So she's like analyzing anyone else.
And she's saying Conan's more of a complete person because he's got a marriage and he's got children, and I guess Jay doesn't have kids for whatever reason. Him and his wife didn't.
Yeah.
How about, here's something Jay has that you don't, a marriage that worked.
Yeah, how about that? Oh, shit.
How about that? Jay's in a fucking marriage that works, and you're not. So I guess you're not a complete or whole person.
Yeah.
Shut your fucking inconsistent mouth.
Children and a life and a whole, I don't know. I just think to myself, Okay.
But you would. I mean, a career is about reinvention. I mean, look at all.
Well, it has to be.
Exactly.
Really?
All the great careers are about reinvention, and that's what he's flatly refusing to do.
Oh.
A career is not about reinvention. A career is about succeeding at what you do and loving what you do.
And sustaining.
And sustaining.
Which Jay was doing.
And if you want to reinvent, you reinvent. Seinfeld wanted to leave, so he left. Mm-hmm. Conan's not. How is Conan reinventing? He didn't change his show. From what I heard.
Not only that, when they tell you 6 years ago, they have to tell. They told Joe Namath at one point, guess what? We're gonna
oh, my God, a sports now.
She's just
dummy.
The worst.
Yeah, I guess we were supposed to watch Joe Namath play into his 50s. Really?
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
He was great on the
Dude,
range.
I have to
Really?
piss. So I can't.
I can't even breathe. I'm really
Can we
bad.
pause and just piss real quick and finish this?
If Rosie's in the bathroom, tell me how big her cock is.
Yeah, it's probably a nice. Can we just run and piss?
It's not a bad idea. We got a little more from Rosie after the break, and Nick Cannon's first day, Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes, Haiti. I don't know. Stay there. This just in. We're going to get back to the Rosie audio, but 5.8 earthquake in the Cayman Islands now. Now that's my spot. That's my spot. I've been to the Cayman Islands twice to do some of that diving. It's amazing down there. Now they're talking about a 5.8 earthquake. Move over, Dan. Near the Cayman Islands, south of Cuba, west of Jamaica. That just in from CNN. Wow. What the fuck is going on in that area? Got to fly over Cuba to get to the Cayman Islands. That's a weird experience, just flying over Cuba. Knowing that Cuba's off limits. Yep. Anthony's in the bathroom. We're going to get back to this Rosie audio, though.
It's driving me, dude. It's ruining my day.
Really?
No, of course not. But I'm saying it really is.
It's enraging, but it's also like it's typical. It's I don't know.
I can't comprehend it.
Yeah, thank you, because I just lost my thought.
I've never thought somebody was selfish for not giving me their gig. Yeah. And I've never thought somebody was selfish because they're a workaholic.
Yeah, well.
But Jay's a workaholic. He was also, I understand, as a headliner, he was one of the most respected headliners in the country before he did The Tonight Show. And the guy was doing nothing but touring and fucking. It's like, so what? I'm a workaholic, so I guess I relate to that.
And an earthquake in the Cayman Islands now.
Oh, yeah. The whole world's coming apart. Good. Need a little fucking anarchy. Let's rock.
Anarchy! How many dead in Haiti? We're up to 200,000? Jeez. And that's not going to be the final number by any means, right? It's going to get a lot worse than that?
Yeah.
Or are we getting close to finding out exactly?
I would gather. A lot of people.
All right, back to the Rosie audio, talking about Leno and Conan, and, of course, making it about herself.
Does anybody understand, too, that Letterman has a bitterness towards Leno, I'm sure, because of what happened. But here's another reason Letterman may love the fact that Conan's there. He's beating him by 2 million people.
Yeah.
Of course. Who would want the guy that was number one? That's why everybody in late night wants Leno to fucking make like a tree and leave. Because he was dominating the entire scene at a very, very tough time to dominate the entire scene. All due respect to Carson, he never had to deal with a guy of Letterman status across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the selfish comment just went right through all of us. Rich in Florida about the selfish comment. Rich?
Yeah, I got a question. They talk about selfish, and the only time I listen to watch Leno is when Jimmy's on it. So I don't really care about either one of them. But hell, if anybody's selfish, it's damn Conan O'Brien. He had a great job in New York City. His kids were there. His wife's there. They're doing great. What does he do? He moves his family out to Los Angeles just so he can be an 11:35 slot.
I'll be dipped in shit. And again, I understand why Conan would want to do that.
Course,
but if you want to play that angle, you got to play it both ways. Like you said, why didn't Jay just go do something else like that idiot Dan said? Why didn't Conan just go, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're both successful. Let's just keep riding this for another couple of years.
Yeah. And Pat in Cleveland, if Leno was so big, he should have told NBC to fuck off when they told him they were going to move him. In the end, Leno didn't have a choice.
But why would you?
His contract was up. Leno had no fucking choice.
Oh, he means at 10 o'clock.
And Jimmy's so biased. This is what this guy's saying. Jimmy's so biased. Leno's cheesy, even if he's number one. Set up, punchline, symbols, zing.
Yeah, how unhip to do setup and punchlines. Yeah, that's terrible for a late-night comic. Set up and punchlines. What is that asshole thinking?
But see,
yeah, no, that's that hip thinking. Yo, man, don't do punchlines, man. Shut up, stupid. Set up and punchline. He's a late-night comic. That's what he does.
Look, it might not be your cup of tea, but that's what was working for Leno to make him number one.
No, this guy's right. Fuck Leno. Set up punchline.
That means
why would he do that?
That means you're not watching, which is fine. But in the end, he was number one.
Nah, Jay should stare ahead ironically and nervously fidget during the, because a joke doesn't work. That's what he should do. Don't do set up punchline with brilliant joke writers. That's silly.
And then hit a gong. Change it up and just hit a gong after every punchline. Well, let's get back to the Rosie O'Donnell before we run out of time today.
Well, not only that, when they tell you 6 years ago, they have to tell. They told Joe Namath at one point, guess what? We're going to have another quarterback. But wait a minute. I'm the guy that threw that pass, huh? I'm the one who said we were going to win when nobody thought we could have.
Could someone fucking send fucking Rosie O'Donnell footage of Joe Namath at the end of his career? It's so different. Joe Namath could barely walk.
Yeah.
He could barely walk. What are you talking about, fatso? It's totally different.
Yeah, nice analogy.
What, Michael Jordan was supposed to play well into his 40s and 50s? Really?
Actually, she was supposed to take over for Jordan on some of the games, but Jordan said no.
Yeah, Jordan didn't want to travel to Cleveland anymore, so he offered Rosie that game.
Yeah, Rosie was going to
Rosie, you're going to be the starting guard for the Bulls.
So
because I don't want to go to cold Cleveland in the winter.
You know what? I guess Rosie's right. And Jordan was selfish for wanting to play as long as he did. Did the Chicago Bulls squeeze Michael Jordan out? He left when he was ready to leave. Did the fucking Bulls, you want to use sports analogies, stupid ass, did the fucking, how about Jeter? Hey, Jeter's been playing for a while. Here's what the Yankees should do.
Oh, yeah.
Derek, regardless of your stats, by the end of next year, we're putting this other guy, who's a good player, in your position. They didn't do that, Rosie, so why don't you use that analogy?
That's what I hear Rosie's taking over.
Well, Rosie's, obviously just not informed. If she was going with the freaking quarterback analogy, she would have had a little. She would have done better with the Brett Favre thing that kind of happened.
Quarterbacks.
Brett Favre really didn't want to retire, and he found another place to go.
Quarterbacks leave when they're usually no longer effective. Usually the athletes are the ones who don't want to leave, and they're no longer effective.
The stronger athlete.
Jay's an effective guy. That's a terrible analogy.
It's horrendous.
We were going to win when nobody thought we could, and then we did. I know, but guess what? You're too old now, and we're done with you. And really, football's not about you, Joe Namath. Really, it's football, and we got to get a new guy, and he's better. It's all right.
Yeah.
This is college radio. Who the fuck hired her? Holy
Really
shit, this is stupid. Oh, we did?
Does she not?
Pleasantries, Anthony. Nothing but pleasantries.
Pleasantries.
Oh, she's just using
pleasantries. I'm a company guy.
Pleasantries.
Good for you.
So all you people that are bashing Leno, congratulations. This is the mentality you agree with. This blithering fat monster saying that Jay was selfish for not wanting to split 20% of the pie, as it were, with her.
Please give me Joe Namath's stats at the end of his career. It's going to be laughable.
No, that's a very accurate thing. That's a great thing.
It's going to be laughable.
Because the Yankees did say to Jeter, you got to leave.
Because you're still ignoring, Rosie, the fact that he was still on the top of his game, this Jay Leno.
How about this sports analogy, Rose? They let Joe Torre, as the Yankee manager, not win for 7 years before they finally cut him. They didn't cut him. Did they walk up to Joe Torre during his third World Series and go, regardless of what happens in 2 years, you got to step down, Joe. You're too old. We want to bring in Joe Girardi.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
All right, Ann, what year you want to go with? 1973. Is this his thing? 1973, Joe Namath was where are we looking? What do I want to do here? in 73, how many games he played? 6, I guess. He had 5 touchdown passes in 73. 74, he played in, where am I at? All right, 14 games, and he had 20 touchdowns. 1975, getting a bit older. Is that the team record, too? The 3-10 and all that? Or that was his record in the games?
Team record.
Okay, team record in games he started. All right, that's key to this. So 73, the team was 2-3 when Namath was in. 74, he was 7-7. 75, his team was 3-10. 76, he was 1-7. In 1977, he was 2 wins, 2 losses. He got to play when he probably shouldn't be playing anymore.
Yeah. That's why Joe Namath left, if you want to do an accurate sports analogy.
And Namath went to the Rams, let's not forget, in 1977 for one final shot at it. He went 2 for 2, and he had 3 touchdowns.
He's selfish. He's selfish. He took somebody else's spot.
So way to go. Oh. Way to go with your comparisons, fatso.
No, you know what? Rosie's right. You know, by the way, here's what Jeter should do.
And by the way, that was easy to do before you're doing your dumb sports analogy. You look up the stats before you go with it. But you're probably just another lazy radio host that'll get nothing done.
Jeter should give up, out of 162 games, 20% of his games to another guy at shortstop. So Jeter should not do 34 Yankee games just to be nice to another guy.
Of course. Right.
Good call, Rosie.
And we got to get a new guy in. He's better. It's all right.
Yeah.
This is how it works. Now go on and do something else.
Well, so few people know when to walk away or have the courage or strength that it does take to walk away.
Who is that lump
Leno
she
had
has
6
with her?
years.
What is that?
Who is that annoying-voiced woman?
I think they gave one of Rosie's skin tags like the hosting gig. It's Rosie and one of her skin tags. It's so large. They said, you know what? Do the show with Rosie. You're with her all the time.
One that's usually hidden under a flap of fat.
It's the first time it's ever happened in radio. Rosie and a skin tag are doing a radio show.
But, Leno had 6 years to deal with it. 6 years to get yourself a new gig. 6 years to figure out what you and your wife are going to do at 60 years old. Mm-hmm. At what age is he going to say, finally, I'm done? And then
I don't know, maybe when he's not number 1 anymore?
When he wants to be
go
done.
back to when he's not number 1 anymore?
Maybe she should have said that to fucking, Uncle Milty. Or Bob Hope, people that were still, fucking crawling out on stage
extremely relevant
in their 90s and 100.
Yeah. What about George Burns?
Yeah, what about George Burns?
When was he supposed to retire?
George Burns. What about George Burns? He should have thought of it.
How about Dick Clark? Why are none of these brave souls challenging
perfect.
Dick Clark? Dick Clark. And I admire the flip. All kidding aside, the guy has balls. Why are none of these people saying, step down, Dick?
If she was saying that about Dick Clark, I'd be right there with her.
Why isn't she?
Now that's selfish, and now that's taking up space.
No, that's courageous. That's courageous. That's not selfish.
You know what? Although maybe not. Got to keep it honest in the show. Fucking Dick Clark was number 1 by far with that train wreck.
All I want to do is tell that Rosie O'Donnell is a big fucking tight cunt. Motherfucker.
And then do some weird county thing, and whatever.
Well, why isn't Dick Clark being criticized? He's praised for being.
She should have criticized. Oh, here comes the.
Thank you, Ryan. She should shut her fat fucking hole.
I'm fucking taping this today. I've had it with this shit.
What?
With this
so lumpy
lump of shit walking down the hall and giving us a look every day.
Curb your appetite. Look at him.
So why hasn't? I want to know why. And again, Dick Clark shouldn't be criticized.
Yeah.
But it's like that crazy inconsistency, man. It makes me sick.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. You make a very, very good point.
To call Jay selfish is unbelievably silly.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get back to the.
Is he going to say, finally, I'm done? And then what's going to have happened to Conan's chance? Or to, I don't know. I think it's just unbelievably shitty of him, right? Mm-hmm. And so Conan basically says what he says. Basically, I'm not going. And you're going to have to pay me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, good for him, man. We have the same agent, by the way. Ari Emanuel. Way to go, Ari.
Now it makes sense.
They have the same agent.
No one would say, okay, I'm just going to leave. They would all go for the payout, by the way, Rosie. You know how that shit works. Every single person in entertainment would go for the payout. All right, we're almost done with the Rosie audio.
But the truth is, I was not surprised. I got news for you. When it's the Rosie O'Donnell show or the Jay Leno show, Jay Leno and Rosie O'Donnell understand what's going on with the program. So here he's acting on his show like, so I don't know what's happening. It's crazy. Conan's a good guy. I don't know what's happening. I know what's happening. Yeah. You are water skiing, and you fell, and you refused to let go of the tow rope.
Yeah.
And you're getting hit in the face with the waves, and you're wondering why people aren't cheering for you.
See that?
Why
Of course, the fucking whale used the ocean analogy. But let me correct Rosie again. He didn't fall off the jet ski, stupid. He was knocked off while he was still jet skiing better than anybody else. And you're mad that he didn't want your fat fucking ass on his jet ski, dragging him underwater while he was trying to stay afloat. So for 12 years, he jet skied successfully. And he was the best jet skier. They knocked him off. And you know what? The guy behind him wasn't jet skiing as well. So they gave Jay back the jet skis. Stop using shitty, easy to destroy analogies.
I think it was water skis.
Were they really? What's the difference?
For what?
Whatever it is. She should say, you want to use an accurate thing, Rosie? So Jay's diving with barnacles on it like I do, and he's coming up for oxygen because we are mammals.
More importantly, we now know who she's doing the radio show with. A piece of plankton that's attached to her fucking whale
krill.
A piece of krill would be better.
Fucking Rosie and krill.
Rosie and krill in the morning. Rosie and skin tag.
And krill.
I like the skin tag one better. Could someone animate that for me? Coke Logic, please. Rosie doing her show with one of her skin tags.
Rosie strains the krill through her baleen.
Well, you're not even skiing, Jay. You're just desperately holding on to the tow rope, man. Let go.
Mm-hmm.
Let go.
Holy shit.
Jay, let go. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
The Leno fucking impression's not working, Rosie. Is anyone giving you feedback on your show? Enough. Stupid. Stupid.
I don't know what they're doing to Conan or to Jimmy. Sound good guys. I love them a lot. Real good guys. Just like he didn't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened there. I know what happened, Jay. I said in Vegas. Brandon told me. You don't want me to do Fridays.
Yes.
And then I even said I'll do once a month. No. He didn't want the competition. If he really feels that he's still got the goods, like Evander Holyfield.
Right, yeah.
And then get in the freaking ring, man. And here's cocky-ass Leno going, they fired me when I was number one. Yeah, you were number one because of your lead-in. And your lead-in was strong, and NBC was unbeatable. And if Letterman had that kind of lead-in, he would kick your ass, too.
Letterman had writers, and Jay didn't have them, and he won. Jesus, shut your face.
She is.
Yeah, the whole strike. Leno did a show without writers.
Without writers.
How about you bring that up, Rosie? If you're bringing all this stuff onto the table,
she has a fucking axe.
Maybe because she ate that
Leno.
part of what was on the table.
Jay rejected you.
She obviously has a problem with Leno.
Jay rejected you. He didn't want you, and he succeeded tremendously without you.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. And he's good at what he does, and he was number one for a long time.
Go invest in another bomb fruit play from on Broadway. Dummy.
What'd you do?
I hope you lost all your fucking money on that.
Did you have a bad play?
Oh, that's
a Boy George thing, right?
Boy George fucking
some weird
thing.
Boy George
She thought
play.
it was going to be a big hit, that everybody would want to go run and see the Boy George fucking story on Broadway. You fucking out-of-touch dummy.
And if Letterman had that kind of lead-in, he would kick your ass, too.
Yeah.
Right? And Conan had no chance to kick anyone's ass.
Right.
Why? His lead-in sucked. It was Jay Leno.
So wait, did Jay have a chance to kick people's asses then? How come Conan didn't have a chance, but Jay did?
Yeah.
Ugh,
What happened?
fucking can't stand her. Phony, you
Really
phony.
is going off like just a
One more clip.
fucking idiot.
And you know what? The people that work with Leno love him, and I've been around it enough. Everybody around this guy is in a great mood.
Not
because he
Rosie.
takes care of his fucking people. He's good to his staff. Everybody who works with him, the writers, the producers, they're all nice.
I can't believe she's pissed because he didn't want to give up part of his show to her.
That miserable fucking lech is mad at him, and yet everybody he works with, and I've done the show. When I first started, you know what he does? He comes in and he talks to you.
Yeah.
And he makes you feel better and relaxed and welcome.
Fucking engorged tick.
and Dave puts you in a meat locker, makes you freezing, and then walk out on that stage, and you don't even get to meet the guy ahead of time.
Letterman's a weird guy, but it works
I love
for him.
Letterman.
It does
but
work
Jesus
for him.
Christ.
Yeah, it works for him. It does.
Way to get the upper hand. Put your guests in a meat locker, let them freeze their asses off. Their lips are blue, and then you go out there and meet them for the first time.
How come she doesn't say Dave is selfish for wanting to compete against Conan and not Letterman?
Yeah, let's get a Mark in Cleveland.
I mean, not Leno.
Marky!
Hey, boys, how you doing?
Hi, Mark.
Marky Mark.
You know, listen to this fucking whale cunt. It's absolutely fucking driving.
Dude, I'm just expressing my opinion. Oh, her. I'm sorry.
You got to remember, she's part of the whole fucking rebranding process that Zucker started this nonsense, where she was going to do that fucking variety show at least 1 or 2 nights out of the fucking week on NBC, and it bombed. They had it like over Thanksgiving, like a year or two ago. And she fucking bottomed out, and Conan only ended up with the NBC gig. You can go back to 2004 and find the articles where NBC was catching all this shit because the demographic was so old compared to The Daily Show and all these other cable hits that they were getting. Entertainment Weekly were writing about. So fucking Zucker turns around. He's like, oh, we got to skew younger because Jay and Dave are too old. So he shows Jay the door when Jay wasn't ready to fucking leave. It's absolutely stupid, and these people who are apologizing for Conan and whatnot have no goddamn clue as to why this whole thing bottomed out the way it did.
I forgot about her bomb of a show. You're right. Yeah, exactly. Whose fault was that, Rosie? That your show your show Enola Gay. Whose fault is that? How is that Jay's fault?
Oh, it had nothing to do with Jay. It was because no one fucking likes her. You know, and I don't want to make it political, but you look at Zucker, you look at the whole NBC issue, that's what the fucking core of it was. It was this whole, we have to be the fucking Daily Show. Who the fuck cares?
But do you understand?
Demographic.
What a great move he made by not having that fucking albatross around his neck on Fridays, because when she got her primetime shot, right, she really bombed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And she had Liza Minnelli on, I think, right? She bombed monumentally. So what do you think she would have done every Friday? She would have made his show fucking fall into the toilet.
A bucket of shit.
Thank you for reminding me that. I totally forgot.
Yeah, right on, bro.
Her
Mark and
tanking.
Cleveland, good call. Yeah, and her career is so bad, she's got to do a radio show.
From her house. Boy, yeah, Jay sucks. Getting up and going to work every day and wanting to be a fucking workaholic. He should just sit on his fat ass at home and make them film the Tonight Show or Jay Leno show in his apartment.
Yeah.
You fucking dope.
Last clip from Rosie, and we can move on.
And kiss each other like men.
It's like Jay Leno was some devious, evil plotter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They tell him 6 years ago, by the way, we're going to get a new guy to drive the bus. Enjoy the 6 years. We paid you a god-awful amount of money. He has enough money to never, ever worry again about anything.
So do you. So do you, Rosie. So do you.
So do you.
So do you. So why are you
just
doing a radio
disappear.
show?
So why don't you disappear?
Stop talking.
That would be impossible.
Actually, yeah.
Stop looking for attention. Why do you have to do radio? Why don't you just call it in? There's plenty of hungry radio guys who would love your spot. I'm having such a hard time here getting a certain amount of money. Why don't you, Rosie, why don't you selflessly step aside and allow me to collect the money that they're giving to you?
Ooh, I would like that.
How about that, Rosie? Show some selflessness.
Worry again about anything. Not enough for him. It's not enough.
That's the point. You've got it. Go do something else.
Right, but instead, not only did he say no, he plotted how he could do this. And, I'm going to go somewhere else unless you keep me on NBC and those idiots.
Yeah.
Who the hell is it, Zucker? Is that who it is?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
I don't know. He's not long for that job, I can tell you right now.
Really? Yeah.
He's really not.
I think when somebody puts your feet to the fire and they say, if I don't get this, that's when you're right.
Why the hell they would listen to him?
Feet to the fire?
The guy,
like they do with Rosie when there's an apple in her mouth?
30 minutes of lame-ass comedy up front.
Yeah.
Lame. Most of it that he takes from Howard Stern. I hate to say that. But
Here we go. Another person that feels like they have to fucking lick Howard's ass to do a radio show.
Didn't he call you a big fat pumpkin head years ago?
Fatso.
Didn't Howard call her a big fat pumpkin head?
Oh, now I know what
years
this is
ago?
about. You got to kiss Howard's ass to do a radio show.
She thinks that Jay's writers are stealing from anybody. Come on,
Howard's all over the thing.
it.
Howard hates Jay, and he's been pounding Jay, so I guess Rosie feels like,
they don't like
I better,
each other. Fair enough.
I better follow suit and do what Howard does, because that's how you get successful with a radio show. You fucking kiss Howard's ass.
Give me some old clips of Howard, what he used to say about Rosie during her fucking daytime show. Oh, the stuff he would say about her.
Didn't he march right to her fucking studio one time to confront her?
I think that was even after the fact.
I mean,
just early on when she started making the scene, he would insult her weight, her big fat head, her adopted kids. He would pound her.
What a fucking
And now
phony.
what? Because she's working under the serious moniker, she's got to fucking be like everybody else and kiss the ring? Come on, man. Oh, she's an embarrassment. She is a big fat embarrassment.
And her show is not compelling.
No.
It's of lame-ass comedy up front. Lame. Most of it that he takes from Howard Stern. I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
Oh, he does.
He
He's taken
does.
a
He
lot of it.
steals all the shit from Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Howard Stern has really funny ideas about, like the jaywalking, his idea. I don't know. It's Howard Stern.
Like man on the street interview? Holy shit.
By the way, Steve Allen started that with a giant microphone. If you really want to talk about the man on the street shit.
I believe, and again, I don't know when jaywalking started. But I think that was before Howard did his thing. I don't even know which thing she's referring to with Howard, but I remember Stuttering John got some shit for posting something on Facebook that said jaywalking was on first. So somebody else may know the details of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't actually know it, so I can't pretend I do.
His idea, I don't know. It's Howard Stern, frankly. He doesn't have an original concept. And then when you go on that show, for the first few years, I didn't do it. And then I did it when I had something to promote. And he wouldn't even look. He doesn't look.
Why did she? Why?
Oh my God!
Why? It's a failure.
Hey, selfish! Why not go on Letterman, who had a better show? Why not, selfish?
No, you just heard what she said. I didn't do his show, but then says, well, when I was promoting something. But that's the only time most people do the late night shows is when they're promoting something.
No, but selfish. Why did you go on his show? Why not show a little fucking loyalty and go on Conan's show later, or Dave across the street, who you obviously like better? You fucking phony! Why'd you smile in Jay's face? He's the plotter. Maybe you were plotting to fucking promote your shit project, so you went on the biggest show.
And someone is reminding us, Keith, actually, Niagara Falls, he had a fucking Rosie puppet. Did he?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Rosie puppet. Yeah. He would pound her.
Sorry, I'm yelling.
And Dog Shit Sniffer from Woodside, the Dog Shit Sniffer.
It's not his real name.
No, that's the real one. There's some imitators out there.
Oh, okay.
I have a whole new look on the skin tag on my asshole. It's my new buddy.
It's your sidekick.
For the first few years, I didn't do it. And then I did it when I had something to promote. And, he wouldn't even look. He doesn't look you in the eye when he asks the question. And it's not because I'm so good. I'm just telling you, these are the realities that you're not allowed to sort of get around just by saying, I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Jay, and you know what? You're 60 years old. You should have learned it by now. Sharing is caring. And everybody has to retire.
Why don't you, Rosie?
Then leave. Yeah, there's radio guys that would love your spot.
How about you fucking retire?
A lot of radio guys that have way more experience than you that are not working right now. So why don't you do the right thing? You're pushing what? How old is she?
500 pounds. Oh,
she's got to be 55 years old at least. She has to be.
Maybe pushing 50. A fucking catapult.
So why don't you step aside? There's a lot of guys that are starving that would love your spot.
This is why she's so hateable.
Have a lot more experience in radio.
You actually said that you thought Jay screwed you. So Jay actually called her to talk about it. Like he'll call comics who badmouth him. Jay is an upfront guy. He's not a phony who hides behind a bunch of people. He'll pick up the phone and call somebody personally to go, what's going on? Why are you saying that stuff? He calls people out. So you didn't like Leno. He didn't want you on his show for Fridays. And why would you fucking whore yourself, Miss Integrity, and go on his show?
Sharing is caring, unless it's a cake.
She didn't. Why didn't she just go on Letterman's show?
Yeah.
Why would you go on Jay's show if you hate him so much? Miss, I have some integrity and some honesty.
All right, let's say the other side of this, which is fine.
All right.
Noel, or Noel.
Hello, Christmas.
In Massachusetts, born in December, I'm assuming. Yes, Noel, how are you?
It's Noel, but who gives a fuck, right?
Who gives a fuck?
Check this out. Jimmy, I love you.
Thank you. End of discussion. All right, go ahead.
No, it's not the end of discussion. You got Jay Leno's cock so far down your throat, it's crazy. What are you going to say stuff about me now because I don't like Jay Leno?
Not at all. Dude, listen to me. I don't mind hearing bad things. Hold on.
I want people to hear you, though. The anger. You're going to attack me.
No, I'm not.
Really hard.
What I'm angry at, dude, is not...
I can't wait, Jimmy. Shut up and let me talk, Jimmy.
I'm not angry at people not liking Leno. What I'm angry at is people spitting out facts incorrectly. Like, if someone calls up and they go, Conan's funny, Leno sucks. That's a comedy opinion. You're allowed to have that. The guy just wants me to yell at him. Dude, I'm not going to yell at you. My frustration is not with listeners. It's with Rosie and people in the business. That is the inconsistency.
You're going to act all calm now because of what I said, Jimmy. You're going to pretend that everything is cool
Jimmy.
and that you don't care.
What position are you taking on the Conan Leno thing and why?
Excuse me? Jimmy, I don't know Jay Leno, Conan, nothing, but I know O&A show, and I listen to you every morning.
As you should.
I can hear the anger in your voice every time somebody, a clip, or somebody calls in and they don't like Jay Leno. You just go fucking crazy.
Have I gone crazy over people not liking Leno or over people reporting things inaccurately?
Off the show, when he kicks you off the show, Jimmy, which I hope he doesn't because I fucking love you, when he does, everybody remember this, you're going to hear Jimmy Norton talking so much fucking shit about Jay Leno.
You know what? Not true, dude. I got to tell you, Noel, I don't think he'll...
I'm a loyal dude.
Yeah, I really don't think he would. I really don't.
I'm a loyal guy.
I really don't think he would.
When Opie and Anthony were off the air for 26 months, I didn't talk shit. I didn't go on certain radio shows at the risk of not promoting shows. So don't tell me what I would do, brother.
I think Jay has been so good to Jimmy. If, let's say, Jay goes back to 11:30, God forbid there's not a spot for Jimmy, I don't think Jimmy comes back
Never.
on our show and trashes Jay. I really don't know.
We'll see about that.
All right, we'll see. I got to move on because there's too many calls coming in. We got Eric in Virginia. Eric.
Hey, Bubba Boy.
Hello.
All right, Jimmy. I got to play devil's advocate here. I really.
Yeah. All right. It's about time.
Listen, caring is sharing, and you know what, Jimmy? You should really see her side of the argument and give up 20% of your shows at the Richmond Funny Bone, January 28th through 30th.
You're absolutely right,
Hey,
sir.
why don't you give up one of those shows, Jimmy?
Thank you.
Jim.
It's time, man.
Thank you.
It's time. It's time. I know you're one of the biggest comics out there, but it's time.
And I'm
It's
not
time.
And I'm not mad. I'm mad at Rosie bad-mouthing Jay's act because she's a stand-up and she knows what he does is good. But I'm not mad at people who don't think Leno's funny.
Oh my God! Keith from Philly says Rosie turns 48 this year.
Yeah, I think she's younger than 55.
Holy shit!
Not good.
Let's go to Bill in Georgia. Bill.
Hey, guys, I think I know what Rosie's sidekick's name is.
Yeah.
I think it's the Rosie and the Remora show in the morning.
I know what a remora fish is. Jesus. My brother's a marine biologist.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't blame Jimmy for standing up for Jay at all. If he gave me a fucking shot on TV show, I'd have his back all the way.
I really do. And I am very biased and pro-Leno. But I don't feel like what I'm saying is irrational or ignoring. I'm listening to the other side. And I don't think what I'm saying is so crazy and so biased that it's wrong.
No, it's funny. People have their sides, which is fine. They're either Team Lennon or Team Leno or Team Conan. But a lot of the Team Conan people fucking hate the Rosie audio.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
They're like, ugh.
But that's the same mentality, and that's why it's so frustrating. I'm not bad-mouthing Conan, and I'll probably never do Conan's show.
Right.
These people don't like me.
Okay. Moving on to a couple of things. I'm sure we'll be talking about this further tomorrow. Rosie. Oh, boy. Have fun with that one.
That was just...
Enjoy that listen. Haiti. Yeah, we're up to 200,000 dead.
Is that dead or estimated that are going
to be? Dead. And the stupid newspaper, actually it's everywhere. They're trying to make a story where there is no story. I guess there's a cruise ship. Anthony says this is where the cruise ship goes.
When I went on.
Royal Caribbean ships have continued docking at the cruise line's private beach, which is an hour from Port-au-Prince. Just as this one is doing, they got a picture in the paper. Meanwhile, the death toll could hit 200,000. And the headline is basically saying, Ship of Ghouls, cruisers frolic 60 miles from rotting bodies.
Oh, 60 miles.
60 miles. Really?
60 miles.
If you can't see the fucking island, I think you're far enough away from the disaster to continue business as usual.
Yeah.
And by the way,
it's these cruise ships. What? It's like Caribbean cruise ship. They go from island to island to island. So what are they supposed to do?
What are they supposed to do? Not stop?
No one in Haiti knows this cruise ship is 60 miles away. Well, now they know because the media has to try to make it bigger than it is.
First of all, they lease it from Haiti, which means, you know what the docking fees for fucking cruise ships are? It's astounding.
At this point.
And it's money, any money that comes in. And they brought fucking like
pallets of
bunch
food.
Of pallets of food that they dropped off on their way. It's like, so what? There's people vacationing.
Yeah. And by the way, Royal
100
Caribbean
miles?
donated $1 million.
Yeah.
Or $1 million.
So they're donating. They're still they're helping the economy because Haiti's getting money from Royal Caribbean.
I say they shouldn't go because it sucked. It was the worst port I've ever fucking been to.
You didn't like that one, huh?
It sucked. The beach was horrible. It was like dirt. It wasn't even a sand beach. It was like dirt and rocks and like tree roots.
Yeah.
It sucked.
And all proceeds from that stop are going to Haiti. So it's $1 million. All proceeds from the Larrabee stop. And pallets of food.
For real?
Yes.
You got the info on this.
And they're employing Haitians.
Well, none of that's in the article, Jimmy.
Of course not.
Why would it be? Why would you tell the whole story? Just make it, worse than it is.
Oh. I wonder if Rosie's sodomy cruise is going to be stopping there.
Jesus.
What?
Jesus. Jesus. Let's finish with this. Ricky Gervais. I actually watched a little of this Golden Globes just because Ricky was hosting. For real.
Yeah.
His monologue was amazing. Very edgy. The edgiest host ever. Really taking his shots. And then he's just interviewing these people like they're like, just beating them up.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I got 3 examples. Well, all right, we'll start with this one.
But actors aren't just loved here in Hollywood, they are loved the world over because they're recognisable. You can be anywhere. You could be in the third world, okay, and you get a glimpse of a Hollywood star, and it makes you feel better, okay? You could be a little child, a little Asian child with no possessions and no money, but you see a picture of Angelina Jolie, and you think, oh, Mummy. Thank you. Let's get on with it before NBC replaced me with Jay Leno.
Man, poor Jay's just getting beat up for the most part. Kyle S. from Indiana writes, who cares? 60 miles straight up is outer space, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's considered space.
And we're
that's a good one.
And we missed this, but Tim, thank God, our listeners pick up everything. We're a little tired from our AC excursion, but Tim in Phoenix, go ahead. Getting back to the Rosie audio for a second. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, guys, love your show. I was just noticing that when Rosie said that Jay starts his show with 30 minutes of lame-ass jokes,
Comedy,
she then
whatever.
says that he stole it from Howard Stern. Doesn't it mean he has lame-ass comedy?
She pretty much just said he's got lame-ass comedy.
Boy, Rosie, your hero Howard's not going to be happy with that. You might have to lick his ass a little harder next time you see him, just to make up for that
I
one.
love you guys. I'm punching out.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Rosie said. Lame-ass comedy that he stole from Howard Stern. Here's Ricky. And you guys didn't see this?
No.
Him introing
No.
Mel Gibson?
I didn't see any of it.
Holy shit. And Ricky's up there just drinking beers.
Yeah.
And I think it really was beer. I don't know how they allowed that. But he was just having a good time, hosting the show, and just drinking beers in front of everybody. And then had this to say before Mel Gibson came out.
I've had a couple. I'm not going to lie to you. Now listen up. I haven't offended anyone. I didn't mean, it's not my fault. There's a lot of powerful people here, so if I said it's... Honestly, I like a drink as much as the next man. Unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
All right. I mean, that kind of takes balls, right?
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good line. And then the Paul McCartney thing. We'll end the Ricky Gervais stuff with this. There's so much you can play from the Golden Globes. He did a great job. Ricky goes after Paul McCartney, who's sitting pretty much in the front row.
The next category contains a couple of legends, one of which we've already seen. Sir Paul McCartney, fellow Brit, so good luck to him. I shouldn't be biased, but we actually came over on the same flight. I didn't get to speak to him because I was up the front in first class and he was behind me in coach. Saving money. He spent an awful lot last year. I don't think you have to feel too sorry for him. He's doing all right. Oh, my thing. Please welcome Cher and Christina Aguilera.
Jesus, Paul McCartney was not happy with the...
Now let him get a sense of humor.
Yeah,
Really?
He gave a look like, fuck you.
We're gonna dance tonight.
Yeah, when he hit him with his ukulele. Shut up.
No, shut it.
Oh, apparently Ricky Gervais told NBC that he wasn't going to do the Mel and McCartney jokes. Really?
Good for him to do them.
And he did them anyway.
Good for him. What are they going to do?
Yeah, it makes watching this horseshit good.
Unless he pissed off NBC, in which case I don't go for that.
The award shows are just horseshit. Just patting each other on the back. Blah, blah, blah. Then Avatar, fucking James Cameron went up and spoke that made-up language.
Please, can we hear that?
When he accepted his award. Yeah, we really should get that. If the guys could get it really fast before we get off the air, that'd be great.
That is embarrassing.
And Avatar is officially the third highest-grossing movie of all time already? Is that what I read this morning?
It's after
Star Wars?
Titanic and 2 by Sea.
Passes Star Wars for number 3 on the all-time U.S. box office list. Number 3. So you got Titanic is 1. What's number 2?
Close Encounters?
Hold on, don't tell us.
Oh.
You almost did.
I'm guessing Close Encounters.
No. Number 1, no.
It's got to be another Star Wars movie.
Jaws or Close Encounters?
It's another Star Wars movie.
Right.
I'm going to say... Hold on.
Phantom Menace.
I was going to say Batman, too.
Star Wars in the case of the weak chin and the furry animals?
Wait a minute.
Furry vengeance?
Anthony?
Yeah.
I'm going, and I'm not looking anywhere. Spider-Man.
I don't know. I'm thinking of Star Wars, another Star Wars movie.
Oh, Dark Knight.
So there was Star Wars, the first one.
Right.
And then...
No, it passed Star Wars.
Yeah. But then there's another there's 6 fucking
No, I understand
Star
that,
Wars
but
movies.
wouldn't you think the first one would be the biggest grossing one of all of them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Star Wars in the case of the extra hat.
Why is it in the case of...
Star Wars and the Phantom Marmalade.
What is it?
It is The Dark Knight.
I got
What is
that.
that?
Oh, Dark Knight.
Yeah. Heath Ledger was in that.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, you know why his last movie didn't do so well?
Whose?
Heath Ledger.
He died.
He died. Of course he died. You're kidding. Yeah. You know, 20 minutes into the film, you see this Heath Ledger. It's Parnas. How do you say that?
Dr. Parnassus.
Parnassus. Where all his friends had to finish up the movie. The first time you see Heath Ledger, he's fucking hanging from a bridge.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking eerie, huh?
Hanging from a bridge.
Yeah.
And when you're talking mainstream America, I don't think they want to see Heath Ledger hanging, knowing it was his last film. That's how he's introduced in the new film.
Yeah.
That film, whatever. All right. There was something.
We're going to dance tonight. We're going to be...
Oh, the Avatar thing, you find it?
I'm still looking for it.
Okay, no problem. Something. I know what it is.
Yeah.
I really do. Go to whatwould.TylerDurdenDo.com. Talking Golden Globes. Have you seen this fucking picture yet? And Danny knows.
Oh, I think I know.
You do know. I don't even have to question it. No. Well, he always has the hot girls on his site, but no, I'll show you. Keep going down. Keep going.
That's what I was talking about.
Nice. Keep going down. Keep going down. A lot of nice broads to look at, but keep going down. Maybe it wasn't What Would Tyler Durden Do?
Oh, shit.
The Monique photo?
Oh, my God.
There it is. There it is.
What is that?
There it is.
What is that?
That's Monique's legs.
Oh, God, what the fuck is that?
No, it's not. That's Scottie Pippen.
That is Monique's legs on the red carpet. She's wearing a nice dress.
What's going on with the legs?
Try to gussy up her mess.
I can't get a good view of
What's going on?
It's
Zoom in. It's two legs that aren't shaved, and they haven't been shaved in a long fucking time.
What is that fucking mess thinking? Maybe she did just shave him.
That's
screwing on the fucking limo ride.
You would lose a lot of money. You would say that is a guy's leg.